I can swim. Just can't walk or dress myself. Take it easy. Take it easy.
my bones, but nothing will ever kill me. Miss me?
Salute, and welcome back to the Black Ocean Announcement. We're getting deep in with your host, the one and only Great Black Shark. Oh yes, I told y'all. You knew I was gonna definitely tackle this subject matter right here because I've had to cook him several times over here. Y'all know who I'm talking about, the one and only Captain Kanye West. Okay, yeah, we got to analyze this first segment of this interview he did with DJ Akademiks, aka DJ Akademiks. All right, Joker definitely does look like Jerry the Mouse. Boy, shout out to Erykah Badu for giving him that Tom and Jerry label. That he does look just like Jerry the Mouse. I mean, you can never unsee that. Oh man, that's hilarious. But Akademiks, linked up with Kanye West there to do an interview, if you can call it that, and just let him rant and rave and ramble on. So at the onset of the broadcast, let me go ahead and give my disclaimer. And ladies and gentlemen, give me a black fist or thumbs up if you can hear me loud and clear, because we're going to get to cooking on the first half of this here with fish grease. And here's the disclaimer that I always give when I get on these so-called sacred cows and turn them into hamburger. All right, if you're the type of person that you worship celebrities, you think they can do no wrong, okay, they're the greatest thing since sliced bread, you live your every waking moment vicariously through the dumb shit that they do, or you ain't gonna like this broadcast tonight, you probably gonna unsubscribe, call me everything but a child of God, get mad, jump up and down, do the rain dance, the hokey pokey, turn around, whatever the fuck you gotta do, go ahead and do it, because I'm finna cook this bastard tonight, okay, this cooning bastard tonight. Now, I'm doing this for a reason. Because, yes, a lot of people like, well, it's Kanye. This is just what Kanye does and blah, blah, blah. Nothing to see here. No. Not me. Everybody else can take that stance if they want to. No, there's a lot to be covered with Mr. Kanye West here and his antics, okay? And let me point out why I'm going to be covering it. You see, you have a lot of people, and let's be clear. He's one of the biggest coons in the world, but I can't take anything away from him as far as his musical talent, all right, and the things that he has accomplished and things that he's done over the course of his career. Nothing can turn back the hands of time. That's etched in stone. That, however, and I'm one of the foundational Black American freedmen that doesn't suffer from, because somebody's a celebrity or you wealthy or you popular, you famous, that when you do stupid shit, I just act like I don't see it. I don't do that with anybody, okay? I don't do that with anybody. So I'm covering this from the standpoint of there's been a lot of people that, he making a chess move. Okay. We gonna show how a lot of those people are dumb as hell because, see, let's just call this what it is. Kanye West, as talented as he is a mentally ill coon. Now, basically what he is, he has a mental illness, but he got enough sense to know what the fuck he doing because he goes in and out of that. All right. See, that's the thing, right? There are a lot of people who don't have the balls to say that. I do, okay? And I'm going to use tonight's broadcast to illustrate that just because you have a lot of money, y'all know I've said this for years, wealth without wisdom is a weakness, and he's a primary example of that. And also the lesson we're going to be looking at here tonight in this first portion of this interview is a lot of people tend to think that if you're wealthy, you're invincible. Oh, you got it made. You can't be touched. You're invincible. Top of the heap. Let me tell you what one of the primary weaknesses is with wealthy people of all races. Once you become so wealthy that people know everything you got and they see that you clearly a status symbol of wealth, okay, and they see you doing this, doing that, all types of doors are opening for you that the average person couldn't get into. Here's the main weakness, especially if you're a corrupted person, all right, and you don't know how to ground yourself, because a lot of people say that, well, one way to stay grounded is to stay close to your family. That is one way, but see, here's the penultimate thing that you must master. It's good if your family is your anchor, all right? But that's supposed to be the auxiliary anchor. The initial anchor should be within yourself. You having the ability to tell yourself no. You being able to get up and look at yourself in the mirror and go, okay, I'm wrong for that. I should apologize, or I shouldn't do this before I do it. Okay, you having self-control. That's the penultimate anchor, okay? And that saves you from a lot of things. See, if you give a person with no discipline or none of those types of anchors, those disciplinary anchors that I just named there, really, wealth is a way to destroy someone. All right. Oh, it is, because see, when you get a bunch of yes men and women around you, them people could give a fuck if you live or die. You could have the worst cocaine habit, alcohol habit, whatever you do that's self-destructive. They don't care about that as long as they can get their piece. They're like, okay, I got to hurry up and get mine before this motherfucker kick the bucket. We just going to tell it like it is over here tonight. Oh, yeah, I'm going to hurt some feelings over here, because we going to show you how the people that idolize any celebrity, not just Kanye, any celebrity, and put them on this pedestal and just completely overlook their flaws. Oh, yeah, this one going to hurt tonight. But we tell the truth over here. So if you don't like the truth, you shouldn't be over here. I tell y'all quick. I'm not the member of New Black Media that give a damn about subscriber numbers and being popular. You can get the fuck on anytime, okay? For anybody that applies to, all right? Because I already know a lot of people, oh, he's not like that. Well, I'm about to make your idolized celebrity guy look like a crunchy, chip, double dip, stupid food tonight, okay? We gonna go there, all right? Now, let me tell y'all something. And I pointed this book out for years. It's an old classic. Some of you probably remember it, probably have read it in your younger years, but I suggest you go back and refresh yourself with this book I'm about to give you here, okay? How many in my chat room are familiar with the book Wuthering Heights, okay? Wuthering Heights, Wuthering, Wuthering Heights. Any of you familiar with that book? Any of you familiar with it? Salute to the good sister Sakina Collins for the cash out. Thank you very much, my good sister. Any of you familiar with that book? Because see, let me tell you the part of that book that's going to correlate with tonight's broadcast. And I want all of you, everybody in here, FBA, non-FBA, young man, young woman, old man, old woman, whoever you are listening, I want you to take to heart what I'm about to tell you, because this will be a life lesson for you. The villainous character in the book, or the main character, was a guy named Heathcliff, okay? Very devious, conniving, just underhanded joker. Now, he didn't start out that way. Certain events in the book led him to becoming that. But see, what he ended up doing, his rival got sick and died, and he kind of finessed, his way to having all of his rivals' wealth. And his rival had a son. Okay, so now let me show you something about how power and how evil works and how wealth can be used to destroy someone. When his rival died, he became his rival, the ward of his rival's son. Okay, now what he ended up doing, he was just like, okay, your father's gone. I didn't get to complete my revenge on him. He died of natural causes, but I can ruin his legacy through you. So what he did, he didn't physically mistreat the rival's son. Oh, no. He made sure he had everything he needed, all well provided for, taken care of. But you know what he didn't do? He made sure he was just as ignorant and uneducated as he could be. Anything he wanted, especially if it was bad for him, let him have it, okay? So his rival's son grew up to be an embarrassment to the family name, okay? That's one way you can destroy someone, okay? You see what I'm saying? See, this is how a lot of people, when they think about rich people or wealthy people, they think, oh, it's all positive when it comes to money. No, money can be used to destroy you. That's one example. Okay, now let me show you the other side of it. The character Heathcliff, because, he was such a devious, underhanded bastard, his wealth ended up destroying him too. Okay, so that's about all I'm gonna say about that. But that there's a good life lesson in that book, and you need to go and revisit that. Okay, you need to go and revisit that and check that out. All right, because you're gonna see how this applies to Kanye here tonight. So now that I've gotten the gist of the broadcast out the way, let me mind my manners and greet my esteemed guests that I see joining us in the building. Let me make sure I can see all of y'all. I see the good sister Tanisha Murdoch in here. Let's see, make sure I can see. Okay. I see still Kevin Trees. What's going on, good brother? All right. B1 Satin Doll in the building. My brother Seven Skills is in here. My Lieutenant Tam Chin in here. What's going on, lady? I see Key Prince in the building. Sakina Collins, of course. Eric Johnson. Yeah, let me make Eric Johnson my good brother EJ. Ladies and gentlemen, that is one of the funniest brothers on X of all time. If you don't know about my good brother Eric Johnson here, man, yeah. Hey, welcome to the Smurf Squad, Eric Johnson, man. I had to go ahead and give my partner a wrench, man. You look, I got to brag on it for a second before I finish this roll call. Family, I'm trying to persuade my good brother EJ to either start a TikTok or Instagram or something and just light these damn tethers and coons up. That brother's funny, man. That brother is super funny. And I'm telling you, EJ, if you ever decide to do that, I'm going to promote the hell out of that. I mean, that classic line, hit him upside the head with a bamboo stick, man. If he start a series with that, with his wit and his humor, nobody would be able to duplicate it. It would be funny as hell. I'm telling you, EJ, man, y'all let him know, man. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all would love that. And then, you know, if him and Kevin Trees in here get together, oh, it's over with. Add Red Joker to the mix, man. If I could ever get them brothers together, man, boy, y'all thought people was funny on the internet. Getting them three together, it's game over. Anyways, let me finish shouting everybody out. I see Sister Stunzetta in here. Mrs. L in the building. Salute to you and your husband. Let's see, Willis Addison in the building. All right, Devin Haley is in here. Let's see. Anybody else? Only Pamela's Way. I see Mac Maroon, the Prince of Paraphernalia. My good sister Netta J. What's up, Netta Bug? All right, that's everybody that I see. Salute and welcome to all of you and anyone that'll be joining us in attendance here tonight. One more time, can y'all hear me loud and clear, ladies and gentlemen? Can everybody hear me? I want to make sure because we about to go ahead and get it cooking. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I ain't going to keep y'all too long tonight because for the record, let me go ahead and announce it up front. The other two parts of the Kanye West interview, I'm definitely going to have to do that on Patreon because that's too hot for YouTube. Okay? It's too hot for YouTube, but I'm going to finish slicing and dicing his ass over there where I can say what I need to say. Over here, we're going to kind of have to do the edited version. All right. And kind of, you know, kind of the softball it, but not so soft that he going to get a pass. All right. So just letting y'all know, but we going to light his ass up because see, now we finna go ahead and get into this thing and see. The other thing I got to point out, because, you know, I already said what need to be said about Mr. Kanye, all right? Other part we got to point out is Akademiks, a.k.a. DJ Akademiks. Let me talk to you for a minute, a little giblet, okay? Man, when y'all hear the amount of glazing that this little tether is going to be doing, little butterball turkey tether is going to be doing, when this man come in the room, Kanye, okay? See, I guess for me, because of my lifestyle and my upbringing, I'm not a person, I respect people. There's people that I'm like, okay, hey, I respect your work, brother or sister, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm the guy that if I'm in a room with celebrity, I'm not falling out and glazing all over you like that. Hey, how you doing? Hey, keep up the good work. Hey, I like your stuff, what you got going on. Hey, I'm going to speak and leave it at that. Now, if you're looking for somebody to worship your ass, just, oh my God, do you see who that is? That is not me. No, and it's not no hatred. It's not just, hey, you just a person to me, okay? A person with phenomenal talent, but you're a person nonetheless. I don't worship people. You can bleed and die just like me, okay? So that's no disrespect. But see, some of them will take that as disrespect. Do you know who that is? Yeah, I know who it is. No problem. You know what I'm saying? You walk into a room, you got them, you know, the fan. I'm like, hey, man, all your fans over there. And see, let me tell you something, too, before we get into this. Because Akademiks is just embarrassing, man. A grown man sitting up here slurping on this dude like this when he clearly out his mind. But Akademiks don't have no type of dignity or pride. But see, let me say this, man. You have some celebrities that if you are that type of person, they can have all the adulation from hundreds of people in a room. if they get wind of that one or two or handful of people that's not slurping all over them like that, they lose their fucking mind because they become accustomed to, like, when they walk in a room, oh my God, everybody bow down. I'm like, look, let me tell you something, man. If I was a celebrity on that level, I would fear getting to that point because let me tell you why. And again, this goes into what I said earlier in this very broadcast here tonight. When you get to that point where people are just worshiping you, first of all, don't worship me. I'm just a man. Worship the Most High if you're going to worship anything. But when you get to that point, now you have to wonder, is anybody ever being honest with me? Is anybody ever telling me the truth? Oh, my God, I would hate that. Oh, I would fear that because now this leads to you being very, very exposed and vulnerable. It would be hard for you to trust people. And then you would also have, if you're a smart person now, you would also have to question, hey, man, you know, how many of these people will warn me about something that I don't see? No person is an island. You need other people in this life to watch your blind spots. We all have them. I don't care how intelligent you are, how wealthy you are. Everybody has blind spots. And the only way that those blind spots are covered is if you have people that really care about you, that's willing to help you and say, hey, what you didn't see over here, I got you, okay? And let me make you aware of it. So I'm going to leave it there. We're going to go ahead and get started, ladies and gentlemen. So, you know, prepare yourself, all right? I mean, you know, I'm not sure how many of you like donuts or what have you, but it's finna be some glazing going on here in the beginning. And little Jerry, okay, on the left-hand side of your screen here, yes, this is what Kanye was wearing in the interview here. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, they're trying to take this down. So we're going to be reviewing the audio of it. We'll get the point across nonetheless. But, you know, like I said, the glazing is going to be ridiculously embarrassing. Another grown man up here doing all this damn slurping, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get into it, and we're going to be stopping it where need be. Prepare yourself.
How you doing, brother?
Good, chilling.
That's crazy. Kept it light. Kept it light, man. How's everything with you, brother?
To a place of refuge right quick.
The legend, man. How do you stay out here, dog?
I just be like in my office, chilling.
I thought we were gonna do it at the warehouse.
I know, right? But I just decided I was supposed to leave yesterday, but then I was gonna do the interview with you yesterday, and I was doing it earlier, and blah blah.
Nah, I seen the online shit. I'm like, damn, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, so I just got like a little bit exhausted from that bullshit. It was just.
I get it.
Moving shit out the way.
This guy, man. All right. Okay. All right. I think my drip is decent. Right?
Now, let me pause this right here, okay? Because, you know, what they doing, this Kanye is getting ready to come out there. Now, I want you to look at this little Teletubby built bastard right here. Oh, yeah, we finna go in. Look at this. First of all, I got some words for our people in our lineage, okay? Because I have to do this. My fellow foundational Black American freedmen, men and women, all right? I want you to take a look at this Teletubby on the screen here. That's right, Jerry, the Teletubby, all right? This is partly our fault, and I say our as a collective. I'm not talking about individuals. If you got sense enough not to support this asshole Akademiks, okay, this asshole of a tether. But for those of you of our lineage that do, okay, him and the Fat Boy Flacos that are supported, the Casa Knights, the I Show Speeds, all these tethers. And yes, I Show Speed is a damn tether. If you follow me on X, I produce the proof unequivocally. His little glazing fanboys and idiotic fangirls are trying to damn, oh, he was trolling. No, that boy was not trolling. Because while I'm on that, some of these people, especially they try to argue with me on X, because, you know, they be looking for their little 5 seconds of fame trying to go back and forth with me. I'm like, listen, man, when I drop receipts, I am one of the kings of receipts on these platforms, okay? You know that if I tell you something, I can back up what the fuck I say. I put the audio and the video of him speaking. I Show Speed saying what he is. Oh, and then, you know, tell us they try this bullshit because they think we hadn't caught on to this. or how he'll tether with this last name. We know you motherfuckers come over here and change your fucking last names because you're so ashamed of where you from. You'll completely take on another identity. We've seen that time and time again. And unfortunately, you have some jackasses in our lineage that's too damn stupid to figure that out. You behind the fucking curve, catch up to the rest of us, okay? Now that we've gotten that out the way, for those that I was talking to earlier, we keep putting these people on. I'm saying we as a collective, not individuals. There should be no Akademiks, Kaisenat, Crashout Speed, Flacco, or any of them that have gotten put on from us supporting them. See, let me talk to that contingent that does support them, because this is part of the problem here before we get into tonight's business we got to take care of. The problem with a lot of our people, and I'm going to throw that down, Dirty Dochi in there too. You know why I call her Dirty Dochi? Miss straight black men are a red flag. Okay, so that means you like to double dip with peanut butter pirates. Oh, boy, that bitch pH balance going to be way off the charts, okay? Boy, her gynecologist is going to have their work cut out for them, but I digress. The problem is with that demographic of our people that put these bastards on, these are what I call the hot Cheetos idiot demographic. Oh, he funny. She funny. Bunch of goofy motherfuckers. All you care about is if somebody's funny or if they, ooh, honey child, they got the tea. And then you overlook the fact that you are making these motherfuckers rich for disrespecting us. And see, here's the egregious part about it for those of our lineage that participate in this. It's one thing if you did not hear them disrespect our people, okay? It's one thing. I'll give you a pass for that. But after you hear them do it and you don't cold turkey say, hey, man, fuck this bastard. Because I don't care who you are. You disrespect my people, my lineage, and I find out about it. I don't care whether it's the baddest of bitches or whether it's the most wealthy, intelligent, or brothers or whatever. I'm done with you. See, that's me. I got this with a whole hell no. Because if you don't respect yourself, why should other people respect you? But see, that demographic, the dumbass demographic, that's what I'm going to call them, they don't have any personal pride of this. Well, he did say that one thing, but I still like him, though. Okay. See, you motherfuckers are dead weight. You're liabilities to our community. That's exactly what you are. We can't do nothing with them. You can't educate them. You can't save them. You have to let them go. We can't afford that at this hour of our history. In other words, let me make it clear in case people are confused about what I'm saying. The DJ Akademiks, the Vlads, the Adam 22s, yeah, I'm putting the white ones in there. All the other tellers that I named that have been disrespectful towards us, this should be the last batch of them. It shouldn't be no more. If delineation goes where it's supposed to go, the gate is closed. You can't get no more. In other words, I'm saying it as plain as I can see it. We got to stop putting these disrespectful motherfuckers on. The kitchen is closed. The gates are closed. No. Because I'm going to say it like it is. No tether or no white boy should call themselves no fucking authority on hip hop. You can't be authority on nothing that you didn't create. You don't call no shots in our culture. And until enough brothers lead the charge and stand up and take the stance I just took right there, we're going to keep seeing them coming. I'm going to do my part to shut the gate. It's up to everybody else to do their part, okay? So that's what I wanted to say about Fat Boy Snackademics here, boy. And see, that's another thing. I was going to let him go. I got to put this in here too because I'm going to be focusing on Kanye once I leave this alone. Fat Boy Snackademics, okay, I'm going to give him props. He is a very academically astute man, okay, he is. I think he has a degree in biomathematics, okay, he graduated college for that. Won't take that away from him. So he's a smart guy. But Snackademics, when you become a multimillionaire, you have no excuse to look like Jerry running around with titties, boy. You got titties. How the fuck you gonna be a fat son of a bitch when you got money enough to hire a nutritionist, a personal trainer, and put the work in to get that weight off you, boy? And always woofing and I'm Big Ack. Yeah, you big, all right. You got a big ass bra size too. You can't tell me you don't wear bras up under them shirts, boy. I know you do. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it right there. We're gonna let him continue his glazing on Mr. Kanye here. So we're gonna get back to it, family. Let's go ahead and let it continue. See, y'all know me. If I stay on his ass, I'll be on this motherfucker all night. Pause, no diddy. He might like that. Let's let it continue.
Wait, is that a game? What game is that? Oh, what do you play on that? Like Pokemon? It's a Nintendo Switch. I don't know why I thought like it would be up here with like some NPCs like banging it out type shit. It do look like kind of like a Switch, right?
It does, but it's not. That's not no Switch. Switch you could take the remote from.
That's probably some new shit, man.
And for those that's wondering what Lil Akademiks is doing here, Kanye went in the back to go change into the Klan outfit that he gonna come out wearing. So Akademiks, I assume that's one of his partners. He's sitting there talking to him and just admiring all this stuff. Oh my God! Wow! Look at this. Oh, he has this, that. I'm like, you embarrassing, boy. So just let y'all know what he got going on. So let's continue.
Yeah. Now I'm calm. I don't know. For another reason, I thought like there was gonna be like assistants, staff. I like it. A little bit simple. Oh boy. A little saucy in here, right? A little hot. Hat forward or backwards? My hat, not the other hat. My hat. This way or this way? This is like the.
All right, since I thought I was gonna leave him alone, but I got to get back on him real quick, okay? And I'll leave it up to y'all if y'all want me to just skip to the part where Kanye start talking, because I want to include this embarrassing bullshit in here, but let me say this too, okay? Because I when I see stuff, I just can't leave it alone. Akademiks and anybody else, okay? Anybody listen to me. Once you accrue enough financial resources, damn it, you need to look the part. I'm not saying he got to be in a 3-piece suit and, looking just like dressed down to the nines every time you see him, but there's a problem that I have with fat fuckers like him, and he's a tether, so I expect that a lot of the tethers don't understand that this is part of your manhood training here. Just like, see, look, let me go here. I'm gonna tell y'all where I'm going. Just like the tether wenches have them fucked up weaves and janky ass wigs, okay, the dry, dusty ass wigs, Lord knows them things just ridiculous. How can you tell it's us? Yeah, that damn wig on your head, heifer. Just like they have the dusty wigs and shit like that. The men, one pattern I've noticed, okay, they just don't know how to groom their facial hair. Line that damn shit up, man. That one thing pisses me off when I see a grown-ass man. It's one thing if you're a young kid, a teenager, but a grown-ass man, especially with resources, you don't know how to get your shit lined up. You can pay people to do it if you don't know how. Man, clean that bullshit up, man. You like a fucking bum. That offends me. I'm sorry. In case you don't understand, I'm a man that cares about his appearance, okay? Now, there's a time and a place if you're going to look, throw it away or just be running around some knockoff clothes, like we say, knock around clothes, going to the gym, doing yard work, something like that where you're going to get dirty. When you making a public presentation, especially for something like this is going to be seen by so many people, clean the fuck up. It's disrespectful to your family. It's disrespectful to your company, your brand, everything. So, I mean, that's just me, okay? So, like I said, I'm going to leave him alone, man. I'm going to leave him alone. Now, look. Real quick, do y'all want me to just skip to the part where Kanye, you know what I'm saying? Exactly, brother EJ. EJ said I'm crunchy, super glued to the scalp divestment wigs. Oh my God. And now y'all see why I told y'all that brother's funny. He's right though. Damn divestment dummy wigs, man. But hey, look, check this out. Do y'all want me to skip straight to Kanye? Because he about to come up, but if y'all don't want to hear no more Akademiks, we can go straight there. Give me a thumbs up if you want to skip it. Or just, hey, just like, nah, we cool, we'll wait, okay? Because it ain't going to take long, but it's up to y'all. And y'all have a choice over here. Because, I do look at my chat room. I ain't on the Hollywood stuff. Just let me know, okay? So, you know what I'm saying? Let me know if y'all want to skip straight to Kanye or what. So, brother EJ, vote skip. That's one. Okay, so Stunz says cool. Hey, if audience participation, y'all let me know, man, because y'all have a choice over here. So, whatever the majority in the chat room is, we'll skip straight to Kanye. Or we can, okay, Tanisha says skip. That's 2 for the skips. Anybody else? It's y'all time. We got 60 plus people in here. Let me know. Signed off. Your opinion does matter in my chat room. All right. I want to see, you know what I'm saying? Because now, you know, hey, if I don't see enough in, okay, Netta said skip. Project Leroy said skip. Dear Kevin said, okay, all right, cool. I'm going to consider most of y'all don't want to hear no more of this little Teletubby built fucker right here. And hey, thank you, okay? All right, cool. So we're going to skip to the part where Kanye enters the building, okay? Let's skip on. Oh, okay, here's this idiot right here. All right, yeah. I think we'll start it right here because he's putting the microphone on him. Oh, boy, y'all brace yourself, boy. This bullshit right here is about to be ridiculous. I'm going to put the overlay back up because, you know, hey, the way I'm finna go in on him, they're going to be probably trying to flag him and trying to check it down. Because I want this part to stay up. So, you know, we're going to use the overlay on some parts and then some parts we'll take it down. It's okay. But we're going to go ahead and let Kanye start embarrassing himself because he's not embarrassing black folks. This motherfucker does not represent black people. He want to be that Negro over there with Nick Fuentes and, you know, Andrew Tate and all the rest of them, then he's over there, okay? He represents him. And when those folks come to get his ass, most of us with sense, hey, bro, you on your own, okay? You want to rock Nazi swastikas and all this other goofball shit? Cool. Go over there with your people. Let's let it continue.
So, it's like magnetic. So one goes in here. Oh, shit. I think it fell. Oh, yeah. I see the bust down chain, too, man.
Really? Took that Nazi chain and made it bust, but I wanted to wear it with this, but the part comes down a little bit too low. Like it need to sit right there. I got a white leather one that falls right in the perfect place.
Really?
Yeah.
So you got this made specifically?
Absolutely. The leather, the nigga KKK shit. Hold on a second. I think the best place for the photo, can we move that to the side? Damn, can't move this shit up. It'll be like here, or.
Bro, you're just a designer at heart, man. Like,
I need to get a very, like if you had that chair.
If we had like 2 of them, right, it would probably work. If you're looking for that type of look.
I should just stand. The best thing would be right here. And then you put your chair right there. Take my Timbs.
So like put this there.
Now, I want you to watch, because see, in case y'all like, what the hell is going on, GBS? Okay, so what's going on here? That's Kanye in the Ku Klux Klan role, the Ku Klux Klan role, I'm sorry, Ku Klux Klan, all right, because that's what he's part of. He's in the Ku Klux Klan role, okay? And they're moving stuff. He's trying to, oh my God, it should be over here. This, that. I'm like, motherfucker, just go ahead and start the goddamn interview. What the fuck does it matter where something is in the room? But see, this is the ridiculousness that people like him will go to once they get wealthy to just do that shit to see how many people gonna go along with that. And Snackademics, butterball ass. Oh, girl, so watch it. I want y'all to watch what he do. He gonna basically turn into a little old tether boy slave. Oh, you want me to move this here too? Hey, what? Don't take my word for it. I'm gonna let y'all see this part right here. I want y'all to check this out now. Watch this.
Yeah, like if you.
Let me get this out the way.
Yeah, it's perfect. So you take that out the way. So we just had like this framing right here.
Okay. So move this or keep it?
Yeah.
All right.
Like.
We keep this as the middle or this?
I would take that over just out. You don't need.
Boy, I bet you that's the most work and heavy lifting that Snackademics, the butterball, boule buffet master ass, done in a long time outside of like putting some plates in front of himself. Okay. And I said, I know he's not part of Boule, but shit, he got that butterball Boule look like Roland Martin, okay? Might be one of Roland Martin's cousins. They might be related some kind of way. You know, we never know. Tell the family tree antics, all right? We need to find out about that. But see, look at it, man. See, if this was me interviewing this jackass, hey, man, you want this shit moved, either you can move it or you get your staff to move it. I don't work for you, motherfucker. I'm here to talk to your stupid ass. That's what I'm here to do. Fat boy here. Oh, but see, people like him, they're so willing to get views on stuff that they don't want to offend nobody. Let me tell you why I'm taking that stance, in case anybody think I would just be being petty. Hey, I'm a man just like you, bro. Okay, and Akademiks got his own fame or what have you, but I'm like, hey, man, I'm not the help, my guy. You better get your staff in here that hop when you say jump. I'm not one of them, okay? But again, you got to have some type of manhood to you to understand what I'm saying. It's Akademiks doesn't. Let's let it continue.
None of that bullshit.
Yeah.
Now, what's the frame look like? Because I like just standing right here.
Okay.
But also, it'd be nice if you sat back here, you can get like a full frame. Now, do you want to talk to me or stand when I'm here? Like this?
I mean, I'm letting you set this on right now. What do you think?
I should have to throw the boots on with it.
Have you worn this out in public?
Nah, you know, funny thing is I really wanted to wear it yesterday, but I thought they would like put me in a hospital for my outfit.
Yeah.
Now, Kanye, that might be part of it, but you know, if you wear that shit around some black folks, people would stomp your ass out. Yes, we would stomp out black folks playing around us like this with this coon shit. This is no laughing matter, okay? He knows that, though. He ain't gonna say it, but he know better. Look, see, this is what I be telling y'all about Kanye. People get to feeling sorry for him because of his mental illness. Yeah, you got it, but your mental illness don't give you a pass to disrespect our lineage, and he goes in and out of that. So what I'm saying is, I acknowledge it. He has mental issues. What I am saying is not something that he can't control. This motherfucker got plenty of common sense. Yes, he does. In case anybody still wants to argue, let me prove my point. 1 minute, he doing all the cooning in the world, talking cash money shit against folks in our lineage. Then the next minute, oh God, they're coming after me, my black kids. Oh, so your kids is black now. You want the support from black people that you would just talk shit about. Now you that Negro, Kanye. Get back over there. You want it. Kim Kardashian, okay, you get back over there with her people. And Akademiks here. Your help got to come from them folks who you want to be up under and the tellers. That them your people now, okay? That's your tribe that you can wear clan robes and outfits around, okay? So now he's about to get started here with his rhetoric. And I know I had to show y'all these images because otherwise y'all wouldn't believe it. Let's get back to it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they would put me in the hospital for my outfit, so.
So even yesterday, I'm watching the video, and I'm like, who do you think, like someone knocks on the door, that's what the tweet said, or the video said. Yeah. Who do you think that is, and what do you think, obviously you're saying things that, how you feel at the moment, yeah. And some people might feel like you're ruffling feathers, but who do you think would care that much that they would want to threaten your life? Because you do feel like your life is a little bit threatened, right?
Yeah, I think I definitely when I start bossing up for my kids, mm-hmm. I definitely feel. One second, let me just. Yeah, I definitely feel that I was pushing life to the limits by pushing into the truth. Like we know that wasn't surprising when I put that image up of my youngest daughter. Yeah. That wasn't like the most surprising idea, but it'd be things that happen that we know happen that we just can't do anything about. But then they push whatever agendas like on the media that they want us to focus on. And that's something where, you know, I don't know who the people are, you know, so it would sound like real conspiracy theory. I just know that the kid from Lincoln Park got killed for expressing some of these same truths.
Now, let me pause this right here and point out something that the average celebrity worshiping person would not be able to grasp because they're not even aware of it because their head is so far up a celebrity's ass. Let me talk to y'all for a minute, okay? And again, I've already acknowledged Kanye's brilliance, okay, as far as his actual talent. But you heard him talking there, and this is how you can tell this man is mentally unstable, all right, and just not in any type of frame of reality whatsoever. And the only reason why he can run around like that is because, well, they say that his wife, Bianca Censori, has power of attorney over his finances. I'm not sure if it's the type of power of attorney that can have him committed. We'll soon see, though, because that's going to show itself soon, okay? But if nobody has power of attorney to commit his ass like they did Wendy Williams, notice how he's talking. It's incoherent rambling. See, a person that's in their right frame of mind, if they start on one particular piece of subject matter, they will continue down that line of thought and lead into something else once they've completed it. He's all over the place. Now, here's the cruelty, the divine cruelty, I'll say, about people that are around this man. The people that are around Kanye, man, they don't care about him because it's kind of like it puts you in a position of, y'all probably familiar with this literature as well. The Emperor That Has No Clothes. Anybody familiar with that old book right there, that old tale? The Emperor That Has No Clothes. You know, a hustler sold his stupid ass an invisible outfit and he put the shit on, was running around naked. But everybody was so afraid of the emperor or admired him so much that they didn't want to be the one to tell his stupid ass that he was naked and he thought he was running around with the flyest outfit in the world on. This is Kanye, okay? He's naked because he's mentally ill and there's not enough people around him to say, hey, bro, don't do that, fam. Or here's something. I'm going to show you how you know Kanye don't have anybody that cares about him. Because, see, tonight is to teach a lesson to all these people that have their heads so far up celebrities' asses. Because y'all ain't going to really hear nobody break this down the way I'll do it, okay? The lesson is, okay, if people really cared about Kanye and he's like, no, I really want to say this. I want to get this out. I want to do this stuff. You know what they were offered to do? They'll be like, hey, bro, you looked out for me. You took care of me. I went on tour with you. Done did favors for me. Bro, we don't want you to fuck up your brand, man. So let me do it. You give me what you want me to say, and I'll follow on this sword for you. Hey, man, I ain't got all this stuff to lose like you. So if you want to sell some nice t-shirts or whatever, hey, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you just pop through to show your head or something like that, and let me be one to push it, all right? You see where I'm going with that? If people really cared, they would try to protect him to a certain extent because he could pay people to say the crazy shit he want to say and nobody would ever know he's behind it. Oh, but you think anybody around him care about him enough to do anything that I just said? You see where I'm going with this family? See, tonight's broadcast is not for the people that just going to glaze on him no matter what. It's for the people that actually have sense enough to listen to what I'm saying and be like, you know what, brother, I never thought about it like that, because there's some young, impressionable people that will look at Kanye, regardless of the coonest shit that he's saying, because one, they don't know our history and they probably hadn't been taught, but they'll look at him just because he has wealth and think, well, if he's doing this, he must be right. No, just because somebody's wealthy, it doesn't make everything they do right. Let it continue.
And for me, just as a father, at a certain point, it's not about, it never was that, but when you're a celebrity, it starts to be about more of what fame is going to get you, what clout is going to get you, what money is going to get you over. Is this the right thing for your children? And, you know, I'm willing to die for my children or to allow them to be in this kind of environment that I know they're in. And what
Now, let's deal with this statement right here, because, see, I'm going to pick apart everything that needs to be dissected and corrected during this first portion of this interview. The statement that he made is an honorable one. I'm willing to die for my children. Very honorable indeed. Anybody that loves their children would agree to that. Let me make an addendum to this statement, okay? Dying for your children is supposed to be a last resort. Break glass in case of emergency. Where you serve your children well and best and the most at is being willing to live for your children. You understand me? Live for your children and your significant others. The dying for you part comes, okay, somebody's threatening you. I see it coming. Nigga, I'm crashing all the way out before you get anywhere close to my kids. That's where the dying part come in, okay? Because you're going to be willing to die for anybody or anything that you love, all right? But while you're alive, live for your children and your family. And that means not doing stupid things that are going to ruin not only... Because, see, this is the thing about a Kanye, because he's many others. I'm using him as an example here because there's many others like him, okay? You got to understand that he's selfish and so arrogant and narcissistic that he's not thinking about, okay, I'm doing all this dumb shit with Klan hoods on and selling Nazi t-shirts, but what about my children's legacy? Because their legacy is attached to my name. They have my last name, okay? Unfortunately, sometimes the children pay for the sins of the father or the mother. Huh? So now, if you value your kids and you're willing to live for them like I just stated, you consider these things very carefully. See, a man that values his family and values legacy, you know that once you bring children into the world, once you have a wife, it's not just about you anymore. It ain't just about what you want to do. See, that's part of the sacrifice of men. We don't just do whatever we want to do. We have responsibilities like that. We have other people depending on us. It might be some things you dying to do. But the first thing you're going to think about, okay, if I do this, how is this going to affect my family name? My kids going to school, or even if they get beyond school age, when they grow up in the world, they got to deal with people. Yeah, your father was that wealthy coon, huh? Running around with the Nazi t-shirts and all this and the Klan. Yeah, I mean, he was crazy. Just embarrassed. You see what I'm saying? Because see, let me say it plainly, in case there's any younger people listening. All right, you need to understand that the things we do in this life, whether they're great things or whether they're the most egregious of things, they live on after we're gone. Now, we should strive to do more things that are great and beneficial to our family and our community versus have more things, or let me go here. You do one or a couple of things that offset all the good you've done, and those things are infamous, that outlast you, okay? You don't want that. Nobody with sense wants that, okay? Let me correct that. Nobody with sense wants that. A person with sense would prefer what I stated, the aforementioned there, okay? You want to do more great and beneficial things. For example, let's make it even more plain before we get back to it. Today, when we think of Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Francis Chris Welsing, these are examples of people that did great things that have lasted long beyond since they have passed and transitioned, okay? So now if Kanye had any sense or anybody around him cared about him, somebody would pull him to the side and see, look, this is how you would have to talk to somebody like him. Now, granted, a billionaire, multimillionaire, whatever, they're going to make up their own mind. But this is how you would approach somebody like that. First of all, it would have to be somebody preferably that has known you for a number of years. We talking 10, 20 years, you know what I'm saying? Preferably 30. And then you put them to the side away from a crowd, okay? Now, this is important if you're dealing with a celebrity, okay? You have to get them isolated where they're not in front of audiences where they feel like they have to perform this persona and keep up this image. Because see, what a lot of people that don't understand, and I'm not going to put anybody's business out there. Y'all know what I do, and y'all know who I've dealt with over the years. A lot of you do. One thing I will say is this. To the average person that look at a lot of these celebrities like, wow, so-and-so, this, that, the third. What you see in front of these cameras and at these performances or whatever, they are not like that when them cameras go off. They human beings just like you. Sometimes those personas that you perceive to see on TV and on these stages, those people are the complete polar opposite when all that stuff, it gets shut down, okay? I'm just keeping it real with you. Some of you, if you were around some of your favorite celebrities, for those of you that idolize them, if you just spent time around them away from when they're performing, you know, their craft, you would be like, I never thought he or she was like this. You would see them at their most vulnerable. So what I'm saying is the best chance to get through to someone like that, you would have to have them away from those crowds so they don't feel like they have to always perform. You see what I'm saying? That's what you would need to do. And like the brother Eric Johnson in the chat, he need to get help. Okay. And still Kevin Tree said, if I got to put a Klan robe on to share the martyr shit message, I fuck somewhere. Exactly. You got it right. Yeah. If you got to go to those extremes, and let me touch on that too before we get back to it. If you got to go to those extremes where it endangers your family legacy and that, you know, puts your community in a bad light, you need to reconsider that. See, let me say this. I'm glad you brought this up because I want to expound on this. We're going to get back to this here shortly. But if you truly are a brilliant person, because you know everybody calling him he's a genius. Now, I'll give it to him. He's a musical genius. But if you're going to extrapolate that out and say, oh, he's just so intelligent, he makes moves that light years ahead that none of us have the mental acumen to grasp or foresee. Okay, well, if that's going to hold true, a person with that capacity of knowledge, you can come up with more intelligent ways to get your message across. Now, you're going to be hard pressed to argue with me on that one, because I can point out many of our grandmaster teachers, men and women, that have done just that very thing. Okay? Many of them. I'll be here all night naming the names. Y'all know who they are. All right? So, yeah, I just want to make those couple of points. Let's get back to it.
I noticed on the comments, they always used to try to, like, for the past 10 years, they used to try to write me off. Oh, he's so crazy, he's so crazy. I'm seeing the comments is now like 60, 70% like, yo, he's just telling you exactly what's going on. He's just the only.
I'm going to add something to the craziness that people call you, Kanye. And this is one of the worst combinations to have. Okay. And fact of business, this could be a deadly trifecta for you and people around you. Crazy, reckless, and wealthy. Consider this. Let me give you this. I want this message to stick here about, because a lot of people have a hard time seeing past when somebody's wealthy and they're at fault. You think about, heaven forbid, a toddler with a loaded gun. Now, the gun itself, you could say that gives that toddler a measure of power, but the toddler doesn't understand the mechanics of how to use that weapon. So chances are the toddler is going to harm themselves. The same thing applies to a man or woman with wealth. Wealth without wisdom is a weakness. It can actually destroy you. It can become cancerous, okay? And the reason why is because, again, wealth is one of the components of power that opens doors that the average person can't get to. And when you have access to enough of it, access to excess, as I often say, and you can go through damn near any door you want, the only person that can tell you no is you. Hence why I said earlier in the broadcast that mastery of self-control is paramount for men and women alike. And it would behoove you to practice getting a firm mastery of that before you come into access of wealth. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. Y'all probably heard many people say this in different ways. Having more money just makes you more of who you already naturally were as a person. So if you're a rotten individual, you're going to be a super rotten individual. The more money you get, money doesn't change you and make you become some magnanimous soul. It just makes you more of what you already are. Okay? It's just like somebody that gets drunk. All right? And that real personality is going to come out when there's no inhibitions, okay? Let it continue.
Only one that's in a position to be able to do it, because I don't have any brand sponsorships. It's like I'm past cancel. So these people out here, they toying, they playing. It's interesting. The swastika, I want to just, I know we have a little bit of time. I want to tell you, by doing it, it's sort of like a magnet where people get so mad and they start exposing themselves, because the Jews, they move in the tunnels. They move where you can't see them. They're an invisible hand, and they'll get like, what they'll do is they'll threaten people.
All right, let's deal with this part. I'm so glad he came to this part of the so-called interview. You hear the line of rhetoric that he's going down. Now, let's explain how Kanye got there, him and others, okay? Because a lot of continental African tethers and Caribbean tethers follow suit, okay? Case in point, the Myron Gaines and all the rest of them, we all know, it's the Jews, it's the Jews, it's the Jews. Then all you have to do is have common sense enough to say, wait a minute. If it's all the Jews, which is what the white supremacists use to deflect and push the blame on this tiny minority of people in this country, or they get all this wealth or what have you, but you've never seen a Jewish president, okay? Then the penultimate thing, see, this is why they don't like to talk to those of us in new black media that actually have some type of intelligence to analyze things properly and convey these messages and articulate them to you all so that you all begin to think about it and make up your own mind. We've often pointed out, many of us over here, that, okay, if the Jews are so powerful, then why doesn't that apply to the black Jews? See, you would almost have an argument if you said, the black ones can do the same thing, but show me a black Jewish person that the white Jewish community rallies behind and say, oh, no, hold up. You said that about XYZ, you know what I'm saying? Steinberg over here, the black Steinberg. Oh, you anti-Semitic. Counsel them. Can anybody in my chat room point me out to a time that you've seen the white Jewish community rally behind a so-called black Jew and they say, hey, you can't do that? I'm talking about they give them the same, they give everybody that's talking about them the same treatment that they would give their white yarmulke-wearing brethren, okay? Can anybody point that out? Oh, see, this is why the tilters and the clowns don't like that. They don't like it when brothers like myself and sisters like, you know, that share our rhetoric over here point out common sense. Because, you know, when you're not in a echo chamber full of white supremacist idiots that have indoctrinated you, you actually start to apply some type of logical thought and say, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. It's the Jews, it's the Jews. And see, it's also a smokescreen to try to get us to fight their battles for them. Okay? The anti-black Arabs do it. The white supremacists do it. So here's the thing. If truly the Jews were such a threat, this is the one where they really don't like, and they just start trolling when you point this out. If the Jews were such a threat, like they like to claim, you see on paper, and you can look around in society, at least in America, white people run this country, okay? Because they like to try to split themselves up when both of them practice the same white supremacy. Okay, and case in point, look at when Elon came out and clearly did that Nazi salute. The ADL, they didn't get on Elon. They was like, well, nothing to see here. Let it pass. So that goes to show you that they pick and choose who they come out with anti-Semitism. Why? Because they want favors from Elon, all right? So, you know, they didn't war on that. But see, if the Jews were such a threat, when you got white folks over here running this country, they run the executive branch of the government, judicial, okay, the legislative branch, they run all of it. Why haven't they taken steps to do to the Jews what they did to us during Jim Crow? Because that small percentage of them that has wealth like that, they are dwarfed in comparison to the white folks that run this country. The Jews run this, the Jews run that. Sure, there's some executives here and there, but they're outnumbered by the average white supremacists in this country. So if you really wanted to get the Jews, why don't you do what you did to us? Oh, yeah, you see how that hurt their feelings when you hit them with that kind of logic? But see, Kanye has been over there in the Nick Fuentes circle. By the way, he's a little old half-breed, wannabe white supremacist. It was his little tainted taco ass. They'll never accept you, Nick, okay? You got too much Hispanic in you, boy. I mean, so it doesn't matter how much you talk about black people. You were almost white. And see, this is why really the Nick Fuentes, they can't upset me, because all you have to do if you ever engage them, like, yeah, Giblet, I understand. I feel your pain. You were almost white, and you wake up every day screaming and cursing at that non-white parent. Because, see, that's the truth about it. You see, what I like to teach y'all before we get back to this, and especially you sisters in here, a lot of times you sisters get emotional and y'all let these trolls get on your nerves. And there's a book that I often recommend to people that teaches you how to psychologically destroy an opponent and stay calm. Now, this is an advantageous thing for you, because if you're the calm one and your opponent is out of sorts and angry, they're not thinking clearly. And it allows you to sit back and observe as they reveal their weaknesses to you. Okay? You understand? See, there's a strategic way to troll if you know how to do it, but you must remain calm and observant to do this. Now, the white supremacists, this is the strategy they would like to use on us. When they come through with the nigger and all the little memes and crap, they want to get you so angry and frustrated that you're not thinking. And then it's a distraction tactic. It frustrates you. And then it keeps you off focus. When all you have to do is just hit them with the truth. Let me remind sisters of something before we get back to this, because we're going to teach on several levels. All you have to do is just hit them with a couple of facts. Like, first of all, Giblet, the white supremacists, them birth rates are steady dwindling. Okay, so you're facing extinction. You're accelerating it with your opioid epidemic crisis, because most of y'all are on the fentanyl. You took the largest hits to your population during the pandemic. Okay, so this further accelerates your extinction. All right. Then you've got little Scooter the shooters running around out here just causing terror, and they mostly targeting your kids. So much for that future for white children, 114 words, okay? And then the hidden gem, and boy, this information, I put it out on Patreon because they don't want you to know this. I actually found the information and showed where most of them, before they start trying to hide it, showing that most of them folks have the highest numbers of HIV and AIDS, okay? And see, now you compound all of these things that I just said with being naturally recessive gene, which means you have a weaker immune system and you're the most susceptible to genetic disorders. See, let me tell you something. It's the reason why they don't mess with me. I hit you with the truth and you know you can't dispute it. And I can even show them where their own scientists have echoed the things that I've said. I'm just telling them what their people have said, okay? So, you know, when it comes to them trying to troll, I'm like, hey, buddy, your time is almost up, player. All I have to do is just hit you with an hourglass, you know what I'm saying? And like, what's that saying for? Is the amount of time that you got left, Giblet. The universe has decided that you are a cancer upon the world. And the universe, the great thing about it, corrects itself, okay? And my good brother here, my brother Bruce, asked what's the name of the book. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll post the name of the book on the community tab after this live stream is over. So be looking on the community tab. A lot of y'all probably already know what that book is. You know what I'm saying? But I'll post it again. You know what I'm saying? I'll post it again. I recommended it to a sister recently too. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, and I'm pretty sure she's going to enjoy it once she gets into that book. Okay. All right. So now we're going to get back to this and continue analyzing this here. Let's let it continue.
They'll threaten people, oh, we're going to take your tours away. We're going to drop your artists. You got to say this. You like, how many people put, I stand with my Jewish people, 3 years ago. And what I did is I stood on it this time. I never backed down. That's my whole thing. That's why I was mad about removing, that somebody taught me into removing that Jay-Z tweet, because it was just like, nah, the whole idea is no matter what, I'm not going to back down. So by doing a swastika.
Now, let me not let him gloss over that, because you know as erratic as Kanye is, he's just going to be all over the place. Kanye, let me talk to you, boy, because I got to call you boy, and there's certain things that disqualify you from being addressed as a man or a male, because how I do it, you start out as a man until you show me that you're unworthy of that earned honorable title, because I look at the terms, the titles, man and woman is earned honorable titles, okay? That's how you start out with me until you start to do things to lower or demote your respect in my eyes. Then I demote you to male, okay? Now, you can go further than that, below that with me, okay? Until the point I call you a boy. And this is why I'm calling him a boy, okay? Because Kanye, one of the paramount unspoken rules between all races of men, kids are off limits. Now, I'm not going to put that tweet up about what he said about Jay-Z's kids. It's out there. Y'all can see it if you want to go see it. But he made some very underhanded remarks about Jay-Z and Beyonce's children. Now, I have never seen anything to confirm whether that's true or not, but even if it was, that's a low blow. And see, Kanye, that disqualifies you from actual manhood, because if someone had said that about your children, you would be up in arms about your black kids, air quotes. Huh? See, the other thing about this too, people like that, and see, let's go here, because I got to go ahead and put the elephant in the room out there. Both Kanye and Jay-Z are billionaires. But see, Kanye, you should know as a man, or maybe you never did learn this, but most men know it's a couple things you don't do to men, okay? You don't mess with men that have nothing to lose. And then in the same vein, you don't mess with men that have everything to lose. Both are dangerous enemies to make. And one of the ways to cross that line is to start messing with somebody's family and their children. Now, when you have what we call traditionally fuck you money, okay, we're going to use the proper terms. That's what it's called. Type of money where the only way that you could possibly get rid of it is if you just set it all on fire, okay, or it just became worthless. When you got that kind of money, you're not going to go back and forth with people online. You're not going to make threats. You're not going to do none of that. You're going to show them what the money do. Now, Kanye, those comments that you made about their brother's kids, I wouldn't be surprised if something tragic happened to you and it looks like an accident, because, there's some people that's willing to go that far about their children, man. You playing in a different realm when you have enemies that have that type of power, okay? Again, let me go over the 3 components of power for any young person that might be listening. Okay. I always tell y'all that money is the least, then respect is next on the tier, but the most powerful form of currency and third component of power is information, because you have to have information to attain and maintain the other 2 that I mentioned. Now, even though money will be the least on the tier, and the reason why I say that is because money comes and goes, okay? You know what I'm saying? And there's some doors that money cannot open if those doors are sealed by you having to have a certain amount of respect to get through those doors. For those that don't understand that, I've given this analogy many times over the years. Think back to when our people were looking for Osama bin Laden. They were searching high and low, putting bounties on his head, millions of dollars, what have you. And he was in Islamabad, Pakistan. And they were offered the same reward, but nobody turned him in because they had respect for him. Therefore, that door to him was closed via respect. The only way we caught up with his ass, one of his couriers fucked up with that satellite phone, and hey, the rest is history, okay? So now, the doors that money can open out here to have some nut job get to you, or if you know, I'm not wishing this on them, but I'm just being realistic. What happens if somebody that has that airfuel money decides to go the clean route and say, oh, okay, you want to talk about my kids, huh? Let me make sure that, you know, I go ahead and pay your chauffeur to, you know, cut them brake lines for you. How about that? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not going to go into more details. You get the gist of what I'm saying. There's plenty of other ways to, you know, make sure people have accidents, all kinds of poison that you can use. I'm not going to name them here on YouTube. But I'm just saying, Kanye, you playing with fire, man. All right? If they can get to Epstein, you think they can't get to your goofy black ass? And see, here's the thing. Kanye, if shit got real to the point where, let me paint this picture. If shit got real to the point where you done pissed off a powerful enemy that knows how to make that money work that way, then white supremacist buddies of yours, them little piss-ass cowards, they ain't gonna be nowhere around you. In fact, they're gonna tell, hey man, you hot, don't come over here. I'm talking about strange shit just happen out the blue. Well, only you know what it is, but everybody else is like, what the hell? That look like an accident. What do you think Nick Fuente is gonna be with his little punk ass then, huh? I'm just saying, don't come around in the black community though, because see, I don't wish this on him, but I'm just talking realistically about what could happen when you play with people's children, especially when you say what he said. Anyway, so let it continue.
Chain, it then ruffled some feathers, and then I really saw the comparison of me and Puff with the Diageo and the Adidas situation. Yeah. Regardless if they could have locked me up for taxes or not, they wasn't playing fair. Like, okay, cool, fair deal. You did good, we did good. It's like, no, you leaving with nothing. We have to destroy you. Even though they came and used us to tap into the culture and make money off of black people and people who enjoy black culture. If we said like, yo, you doing this wrong, you stealing my style, you taking all of my employees, you taking Jerry Lorenzo and making him do my same designs as he's the agreeable Kamala nigga. You know, they started lowering the budgets for Puff. So I related to Puff, and then they pulled out a video.
Now let me pause it right here and deal with what he's actually saying here, because like I said, I'm gonna deal with the things he makes and give him credit for making certain points, but I'm gonna show you where he's flawed even doing so. See, this is what I mean about this man having plenty of sense. This man isn't completely enshrouded by his mental illness. He comes and goes out of it at will. Everything he said about how them people do us in Black America is true. It's true. But Kanye, the part where you can't be let off the hook with these crazy antics you have going on, when you have those types of financial resources where you can actually change some of this, instead of you, and I'm gonna put to test my audience, because I have a very brilliant audience over here, very diverse audience between age ranges, professions, men, women, even some non-FBA brothers and sisters over here. I'm gonna put something to the audience. I want y'all to tell me if I'm on track with this. Do you think that Kanye would be better able to combat the things that he was talking about by doing this dumb shit with the Klan robe and selling Nazi swastika t-shirts? Or do you think he would be better served by saying, okay, I see what y'all doing to me and my people. I don't like it. I'm not going to take it lying down. I got something for you. I'm going to put together the best and brightest black attorneys. I'm going to get people that are on my team in political circles. I'm going to get people that are on my team in financial institutions, academia, even the media, to the point that, hey, I have a silent council behind me So that if I'm sitting in front of your face grinning and you thinking that you got me, I'm like, no, this smile is for a reason. I'm not going to tell you what's coming, but you going to feel it. Now, how many of you in my audience think that would be a better purpose or a better use for the resources that he has, other than just sitting here doing these goofy, buffoonish ass antics, okay? See, what I don't like about Kanye, and I got to go here, this is bitch behavior. And I use the term bitch for both genders, okay? So don't be like, oh my God, he said bitch. Yeah, there are male bitches and female bitches, okay? I call out bitchcraft and bitchery on both ends of the gender scale, all right? So let's go ahead and get that clear. This is bitchcraft behavior because his antics are designed just to draw attention. Huh? See, attention with no purpose is useless. What the fuck can you do with attention if you cannot marshal that attention into serving you with whatever purpose or means to an end you're trying to accomplish? You see what I'm saying, family? Weaponize the attention. Hey, look at me. I'm in a clown robe. You big fucking dummy, you. You sitting on billions of dollars. See, this is why they don't want to let the intelligent people get to no billions of dollars, because they know brothers like myself, they would learn to fear me if I had those types of resources, because I would be known for being the silent brother that, yeah, okay, I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing audibly, but I'm going to say something silently. And sometimes the loudest noises are made in silence, if you catch my drift. Let it continue.
With him and Cassie from 10 years ago. And then it made everybody be like, oh, you know, well, Puff's a woman beater, so he's the devil. He needs to be in jail, right? Meanwhile, I don't know somebody who hasn't gotten to an altercation with a girl at one point.
Let me pause him right there because, see, again, I told you I'm going to dissect everything that needs to be corrected. Okay? Here's the thing. I don't like what he just said because here's the deal, man. Beating on men or women, because you should keep your hands to yourself in a relationship. Beating on men or women, that's not normal. See, that's the whole thing that I was telling people when I was going in on the deal, and I stand by everything that I said. I don't like how people try to deflect and like, oh, he did just trying to take a black man down when he worked hard to put himself in that position that he's in now, and he's innocent till proven guilty. But hey, man, we gonna see what happened with that. I didn't like people trying to deflect away from the standpoint of what that boy did on that video, even though Cassie ain't black. It's not the point. That's not fucking normal. I don't care if a man's doing it to a woman or a woman's doing it to the man. I'm not talking about you got into an argument and maybe it was some shoving here, there, that, and even that would be fucked up. But I'm just saying, to the point where you physically beating somebody down like that, no, we can't gloss over that as men. And if you are the type of man that's going to gloss over that, do not complain when women in our community don't trust you. See, you have to understand something. A lot of people don't get my stance on things, but justice means you fair across the board. We can't be talking about how we want justice here or there, and then we want to try to pick and choose and do the salad bar thing with justice. Because see, as men, when we play that game, and women, you too, when either gender plays that game where we overlook things and play the salad bar game with justice and we'll pick and choose when we actually want to exercise it, then neither half of the community is going to trust you. They're going to be like, oh, okay, I see what you got going on. Then just let me know I can't trust you. So that's the reason I went so hard in the paint on Dilla. And I'm going to stand by everything I said about his ass. That's not normal, okay? Because the way he tried to say that, oh, everybody's getting into it with a girl. Yeah, people get into verbal disagreements. But if you get to putting hands on one another in our direction, it's best you go your separate ways. Because no matter, and I always tell people this is the way I was raised. If you are dating someone or you're married to someone, okay, and I'm talking to the men and the women, y'all get to a point where y'all hate each other's guts. Before things get to the point of physical escalation, you need to remember these words that were taught to me by both sides of my family. No matter how much you hate that person, they have family that loves them just as much as we love you. You send them back to their family in good health, just the way they came to you. That's the best thing to do. You go your separate ways. You don't try to stay in those types of toxic situations, and then it turns into something where somebody gets seriously hurt, or worse yet, somebody end up losing their life. Let it continue.
Point, and including Cardi. So now Cardi's like he the number one guy at Rolling Loud, and Puff is in jail. and then now you got, okay, you got 2 women beaters and you got 2 supposed pedophiles. Watch this. One is, no, you got 3. Watch this. Cardi, Puffy, Kendrick, the 2 pedophiles. Drake, R. Kelly, or supposed. Puffy and R. Kelly are in jail with Drake 5 years from now, or however long, when they feel like they really want to get that boy up out here, they're gonna play the Kendrick song. So that's how far they going. The Kendrick mix with the Universal, all that takedown of Drake reminds me of the No Diddy campaign for Diddy.
Okay, so now basically what he's describing here is a concept that I've often taught y'all about over here on this channel. It's called the uh-oh folder, okay? Now, it's not about whether I agree or disagree with them, because we saw what R. Kelly did. He worked hard to get himself where he is too, regardless of him being a musical genius. And thing with the dealer, all right? So basically he's trying to say if they get ready to come after Drake, they're going to use the song that Kendrick, put out or what have you. Okay, they may, but that uh-oh folder, let's go back to that. Let's talk about this. This is what I try to tell young black men and women, especially if you're going to be going into any type of high tier profession in the corporate environment. If you have a talent and you're going into like professional sports, if you're going into especially the entertainment industry where you're going to be a performing artist of some type, you need to understand the concept of the uh-oh folder, okay? And what I'm telling you now, I'm not telling you what I think, I'm telling you what I know, okay? The uh-oh folder is designed for gullible and very willfully ignorant Negroes. Now, if you gullible and naive, you just don't know. That's innocent. And it's dangerous to be innocent going into certain environments. This is why you need people around you that can school you and say, hey, young brother, hey, young sister, woo-de-woo-de-woo, over here, you're about to walk into this. Do not fuck with this. Move completely around this when you see this coming. Then you have the willfully ignorant Negroes. I'm up here now. You can't tell me nothing. I'm making more money than you. You broke. This, that, the third. Okay, Giblet, you got it. All right, you got it. You gonna learn. Okay, hard head, make a soft ass. The uh-oh folder is basically when you get up there with them folks and you see them doing all the cocaine, you see them doing all the drugs, okay? You see everything they got going on. You're like, oh, all this shit illegal as hell, but we can get away with it now. Your first mistake is using the term we. Your ass ain't French. You damn sure not white. There is no we. But see, the uh-oh folder, what they do, they let you do all the illegal stuff they got going on, okay? Now, you get to doing this several times to the point that you become comfortable. You think you in the club. All the while, everyone in that room is like, yeah, you're going to be in here doing this? We got you in here for 2 reasons, Negro. Bunch of white folks in here, we know that eventually one of us might get caught up in this stuff, so we going to get enough dirt on you to say, hey, it was your idea. Because they've done this many times throughout history. Silly Negroes never see it coming, or the willfully ignorant Negroes. So they got you on tape, audio, video, sometimes both, okay? And then what happens is, once you get to a certain point and you think that you're their competition, they're like, oh, you think you up here with the rest of us, huh? Oh, you think you're like us? Oh, so you're not going to do what we ask you to do? Cool, no problem. Remember this night over here when you, had the underage kid back here in the room and, you were sniffing cocaine all, XYZ strippers. Yeah, remember that? That's what I thought, bitch. Now, you go and do my bidding just like I told you, okay? See, you better understand that these celebrities that you see on all these drugs, it's for a reason. In front of a lot of you that don't know what they really live like, there's a reason they always drunk and always high out their mind. They're trying to cope with the psychological pain of being trapped in a situation that they don't know how to get out of. Because certain people have these uh-oh folders on. They're like, hey, bitch, I'll pull your card. They're dropping on the table like spades and it's over with for your ass. Now, either you can do what I told you to do, or I can drop the folder on your ass. I'm going to go straight to the media. It's over. You know what I'm saying? That you think about you living like a caged rat. So while to the average public, You surrounded in a lifestyle of opulence. Oh, you look like you got it made. You got cars, you got jewelry, you got clothes. But then at the end of the day, and I'm talking men and women, you crying yourself to sleep at night. And in order to keep from killing yourself, you got to do all types of copious amounts of drugs, okay? So I'm taking the veil off of that lifestyle that so many are like, oh my God, they're living so great. No, they're not. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna make a more outlandish statement. And I'm basically saying this because I know most of you that are my age and older, you get this. But I'm really hoping to reach the young people and make them think about what I'm saying. And most of them are smart enough to be able to put the pieces together to see that I'm telling you the truth. You, young black man, young black woman, listen to this broadcast that I'm primarily trying to reach tonight. There are celebrities right now that you look up to and think the world of, that they would give anything if they could trade places with your normal life. Oh, I'm going to say it again. There are celebrities, men and women that you look up to, idolize and worship. You want to be just like them. But there's things that they're involved in, and they got these folders on them, and they envy your normal life, where they wish they could go back in time and not have done some of the things that they did, where they wish somebody would have warned them if they could go back. I mean, basically, in a figurative sense, people call it selling their soul, you know, for a lot of rappers to get where they are. Some of them have to bend over, okay? And y'all know what I mean. I don't need to go into detail. For some of the women, well, you know, you're going to be doing something strange for a little bit of change too. And look, I'm going to be honest with you. From some of the stuff I know about and have seen over the years, and this is why I try to warn young sisters, I'm like, it is far worse for the women. Oh my God, yes it is. It is far worse. It is far worse. Because like the thing with them is, when it comes to them figuratively selling their souls, they get caught up in so much, and so many people blackmail them with different things to the point where they're done. I mean, like the only way and see, here's the other sad thing about it for the women. You got the money coming in, and see, this is why I really want to make people think. You got the money coming in, but what happens if you're not happy and able to spend that money like you want? What happens if you got all the money you ever wanted in the world, but somebody got this fold on you because you were impressionable, you went to this party or whatever, and you did X, Y, Z. Oh, you can pay for whatever you want, but you can't live in peace. You can't sleep peacefully at night. You ashamed of certain things, and you don't want your family to find out about this. I want that to marinate with those that are listening to this broadcast tonight if you're a young person. You understand? So it's like a lot of them sisters, man, the only way out for them, and see, this is the sad thing, they get so addicted to the money that now, you know, they can't see themselves going back to a regular lifestyle or starting over outside of that, so they stay into the abuse. So you got to understand something, man. That wealth that a lot of people are chasing, if you're not earning it off your own merit and you relying on somebody else to make you wealthy, make you famous, they'll put that on the end of a figurative fishing line and dangle it in front of you. And once you bite on that hook, they know they got you. Then comes the drug addiction, the alcohol addiction, et cetera, et cetera. Now you in a situation where you don't even recognize yourself when you look in the mirror. Just some food for thought. Let's let it continue.
Like they going all out, but see, I know how to go all out, and I'm not even in their position. I just work on behalf of God. Like how this shit comes together, the timing, everything is like a God sense. I had a couple things I want to say. So I pushed into the Puff song. I put my daughter on the song. The timing was so perfect. She went in, rapped it.
The other thing I don't like that he did, he tried to put God in the middle of this. No, Kanye. And this is the sad part here, and this is where I almost pity him at. Kanye, you're not close to the Most High at all. You're not. Because your personality is completely polar opposite of anything that the Most High teaches us we're supposed to be. And I know there may be some non-believers listening. That's cool. It's not for you. I'm speaking about the fact that he's invoking the name of God, the Most High, but he's not spiritually aware enough to say, okay, let me look at my behavior and my actions. Not just towards Black America, but towards people in society in general, and say, is this something that lines up with the Most High? Regardless of whatever truth you're telling, see, you got to think about it. If you're going to model yourself and say that, hey, I'm acting in the image of the Most High, or I think I have God's blessing behind me, then first and foremost, we have the example to look at of his son, Christ Jesus, okay? Now, if your actions are not in alignment with what he did when he was down here, and you know they say a slave is no greater than his master in the spiritual sense, then you can't really say that you align with the Most High. What part of the Most High would approve of you calling or making fun of somebody's kids if you thought they were mentally handicapped the way you did Jay-Z and Beyonce's kid? What part of being connected to the Most High is that? But see, nobody around him is going to tell him anything. I just said, let's let it continue.
She said, I'm getting sleepy, so she said, okay, good night. And that was the end. And she was giving me like the Lil' Kim on the old Bad Boy record. So that's why we put that. And the idea was family. It's so many people who dad actually killed somebody, and they would do anything to have their dad home. The two twins, and Christian, lost, their mama died and their daddy in jail. And everybody running around listening to murder music, right? But being like, Puff is the enemy. And when I see all these videos, all tapes, everything, Puff more like my twin.
Okay, let's deal with what he just said, because see, this is the part that throws some people off too. Whether it's Kanye West or Charleston White or whoever, a lot of our people are unable because they get so enamored with these people's personalities because they identify with them in some way, shape, form, or fashion and want to live vicariously through them. A lot of our people are unable to read these types of personalities, whether it's the Kanye West, Charleston White, Andrew Tate's, and say, okay, you spoke some truth, but you got a lot of bullshit mixed in with it. Now, what do I tell y'all about people that speak a little truth, but you got bullshit mixed in with the truth? I'm finna turn your stomachs, because I have to bring this analogy back up because I want this broadcast to resonate with you all, because part 2 and 3 is going to be on Patreon. Some of you might not be over here, so I want to make sure you get the message in part 1, just in case you never join us on Patreon. All right. Disclaimer: if you're eating and drinking, put this down. Put it down. I'm gonna give you a couple seconds to put it down. Salute to the Good Brother Project Leroy for the cash. I'm gonna give you a couple seconds to put your food and drink down because this is gonna be gross. I have to make it disgusting so that you resonate with what I'm about to say to you. Okay, so I'm gonna give y'all a couple more seconds. All right, a couple more seconds to put your food and drink down if you are drinking or eating. Okay, because I don't want you hurling all over your computer screen and be like, GBS, you owe me for a computer or a phone. I tried to tell you to put it down because it's going to be quite disgusting. But I'm going to be disgusting with a purpose, okay? Not just for the sake of shocking anyone, all right? So by now, I'm going to assume you've had ample time to put your food and drink down. And so I'm going to hit you with this analogy. Ladies and gentlemen, beware of people that give you truth mixed in with bullshit, because I've said this before. Whatever your favorite ice cream is, whatever flavor that you like, if you went to whatever place that you go to get said ice cream and they told you, yes, we have plenty of it, but there's been an unfortunate accident. Okay, we found a bunch of rats near where the mixing machine was, and we got all the ice cream mixed up, but it's rat shit in it. Okay, it's rat poop in there. Now you can get your favorite milkshake of ice cream, but it's gonna be speckled with this rat shit. Now, are you still gonna take that? Because it's your favorite flavor ice cream now, a milkshake. But you just gonna have to kind of, hope that you can tolerate the taste of the rat turds. Now, most people in here, when they're right frame of mind, you would pass on that particular ice cream or milkshake, would you not? Would you not pass on that? Or let me ask the question: is there anyone in my chat room listening to the sound of my voice? And we won't judge you. Is there anyone in here that will say, "Hey, man, I don't care about the rat turds you told me was in there. I love this favorite flavor ice cream. Give it to me." Is there anybody? Just checking. Oh, I see the puke faces in the chat room. You get my drift. And then for those of you that like, man, why did you say that? I did give you the disclaimer that was going to be disgusting. I did it to illustrate the point of how that is when somebody's giving you truth mixed with bullshit. That should be something that you mentally regurgitate, okay? You should have a mental gag reflex when you hear people mixing truth with bullshit, okay? It's one thing for someone to make an honest mistake and then later clarify wrong information or what have you. But when they don't do that and they're aware of it, train your mind to be mentally opposed to that, just like a gag reflex if you were to vomit. This is called protecting your mind. The most precious and most powerful weapon that you have is your mind. And speaking of that, yes, I'm aware that I saw the story that came out in the news, and I'll leave it all. Might post this on the community chat too after the broadcast about the brother in the last broadcast that I was defending. Now I've seen it come out. They said that the brother wasn't at a job interview. He had went to one at the place earlier, but upon investigation, they're saying that he was somewhere else. They said his eldest, the 10-year-old, said that he leave them there often. So it's turning into a whole mess. The brother AB, former football player there, raised $80,000 plus for him or what have you. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, but just letting you all know that I'm aware of that. But I will say this, I'm going to leave that broadcast up because that information that I put in that last broadcast, that does stand for somebody's situation. So in this case, if it turns out that that's the case, that broadcast that I did previously will stay up because it speaks to other black men that might have gone through something similar. And there's a lesson in it. Okay. Definitely many lessons in that broadcast. If you missed it, you can go back and catch that on the playback. But, you all see what I'm saying about the bullshit mixed in with the truth here with Mr. Kanye. So we're going to let him and Akademiks continue.
Me and him got into it because it's just like I'm telling these top 5 niggas, it's like, yo, actually we probably could be friends, but nigga, you ain't bringing none of that shit over here, nigga. Y'all niggas ain't as crazy as me. And that's why I asked Puff back in the days. It's like, man, how you just made it through all this Suge Knight shit? He's like, I'm the craziest one, nigga. It's like, it's like, so once them people, we family, we can get into it. But they started taking that shit too far. I started taking it personal.
Let me pause right here and point out another mistake that, a powerful individual can make or someone that's on their way to gaining a measure of power. I've often stated on this channel many years that arrogance is not a strength, it's a weakness, okay? Just like wealth without wisdom is not power, it's a weakness, okay? If Puffy did make them statements to him, I'm the craziest this, I'm the any EST you want to put on there, craziest, I'm the toughest, I'm the this, the that. No, that is unwise. You should always consider that, and especially that world that you're moving in, there's somebody wealthier than you. There's somebody more intelligent than you. There's somebody more cutthroat and vicious than you. So the smart mindset would be that I'm not going to underestimate anybody, because the minute that you start telling yourself that you're they would never do this because I'm that, you've left yourself vulnerable for the individual or individuals that are exactly what you said they're not. Just because you say that they don't exist doesn't mean they're not out there. If you took a fool that said, hey, man, I don't believe in gale force winds, and you took your stupid ass outside in the middle of a hurricane that's category 5, well, just because you don't believe that wind exists doesn't mean that your ass is going to be floating over across the damn rainbow somewhere. You get what I'm saying? Always train yourself not to underestimate any type of adversary. Even if that adversary appears to be weak, you have to tell yourself you don't know what capabilities this adversary has. Even if they appear to be weak in person, what connections does this man or woman have that could be your adversary? I like you to teach you all over here to be analytical thinkers. So always avoid that arrogance. Check yourself when you see yourself going down a path of arrogance in any degree. Let's let it continue.
At a certain point, with Puff, like all of the media, because I wake up every day, whether I did something positive, negative, somebody got something negative to say. You know what I'm saying? So I relate to the idea of being torn down by the media. You know what I'm saying? But keep going on. I know, because we got...
Salute to the good brother, Dad Miller TV, for the cash out. Thank you very much, my good brother.
Short amount of time, I just want to hit you with that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, So, like, the whole thing about, and even whether it's the outfit, the swastika, I think some people, like, they feel like you're spreading hate. And encouraging violence versus people.
The thing that I forgot to say was, when my daughter was put on song, that's when I realized that I didn't own their name and likeness. So watch this. All the brands that I've made, I don't got the name and likeness ownership, or at least 50-50 with my kids. So how's it joint custody? My kids are celebrities, and I don't have to say so. So watch this one. So this white woman and this white family have the control of these highly influential black kids that are half the children of Ye. And that's just in everybody.
Let Let me pause right here because, see, I have to point out yet another weakness of Kanye's. And unfortunately, he doesn't have, apparently, friends or family around that he'll actually listen to. Okay. This right here is also something that I despise when especially they use a high profile black man like him to put this on display. I'm going to explain what I mean by that because we have to teach this lesson over here and it needs to come from another black man, a foundational black American freedman man. Okay. He's going into the, oh, woe is me, victim trope. And notice he said, my black kids again. He loved to talk about them black kids of his, huh? Kanye, if you cared about having custody of your kids, and if anybody ever tried to tell you, because for all we know, somebody might have tried to tell his ass, and I don't want to hear that on Kanye. Oh, you know, he got that guy complex about himself, okay? Kanye, if you cared about all this stuff, you would have looked at your antics and the way you was, y'all remember all the cutting the food he was doing when he was married to her and before, you know what I'm saying, everything went separate right there. You know that you married to a white woman, or you should have known that you married to a white woman. And even if Kim Kardashian was dirt broke in a trailer park in a system of white supremacy, even the poorest white supremacist has more power than the wealthiest black man or black woman in society because all they have to do is make an accusation. Now, Kanye, you made it easy because in addition to her already having the power to make an accusation against you as a white woman, they're going to always look at her as the victim if she come out and she's done this before. Oh, I was drugged. I didn't know what I was doing. Oh, poor white woman. You know, that's to get back in at least one time pass with white men. They'll be like, okay, you little mud shark, you. Okay, we'll let you in this time, but you can't only use this excuse once. All right, now get your little ass back over here and practice this white supremacy. You got a lot of making up to do. Okay, that's what the white men tell the white supremacist men. Kanye, what you didn't understand was, when Kim saw you acting crazy like that, you gave her all the legal ammunition to make you look like an unfit or danger to the kids. Hence, making it easier in a system that already awards the children to most of the mothers. You made it easier. No matter how smart anybody thinks he was, in a court of law, all that stupid shit he was doing, that made it easy for the judge. Like, yep, you know what? Yep, award her the kids. Huh? But see, he's not taking accountability for this. And see, one of the things that makes us better as men, as people, period, but I want to give this message to the brothers, especially young brothers. The thing that makes you stronger as a man is not denying when you do something wrong. The thing that makes you stronger as a man is saying, you know what, I fucked up. This is on me. Even if other people had something to do with it, sure, I'll acknowledge that. I'm going to learn from it. But I contributed to putting myself in this situation. Now, life goes on. What did I learn from this to prevent this in the future? And even better, should the good Lord bless you to become up in age of years, you can pass this experience and this wisdom down to the younger people that have yet to go down that road of misfortune and possibly prevent them if they choose to listen to you. But that's what you're supposed to do with the lessons that you learn as you get older. To the people that will listen, you say, hey, young brother, young sister, been down this road you have yet to travel. Let me tell you what's going to happen if you do X, Y, Z. I've been there, done that myself. I'm trying to keep you from going through this because sometimes the best way to learn is not through experience, but through listening to wise counsel. Okay. So in his situation, he doesn't, like Neely Fuller Jr. has taught us, the ancestor now, if you don't understand racism and white supremacy, everything else will confuse you. So now here he is. Okay, they've taken my black kids, but Kanye, you put yourself in that situation because the ultimate irony for Kanye, the College Dropout album, y'all remember the famous line, hey, the brothers get the wealth and then they run off and get them a white girl. Boy, you are a living meme of that from here on out because you turned out to be the brother in your song. Unfortunately. And we would be remiss if we did not acknowledge this, and I will do this respectfully so because I will not mock this brother's pain for this, nor will I mock his deceased mother. But I agree with a lot of people that made the assessment that after his mother passed, that probably sent him further over the deep end with anything he was dealing with, because grief can be a powerful thing. Grief can actually kill you. It can. So I imagine his mother was the center of his world. And then for her to pass like that, I agree with everybody. He was never the same after that. And unfortunately, he probably didn't have any other close family that could be his anchor and help him through the grieving process to not lose himself. Were it me, okay, because I'm not a completely heartless man in my critique of him, but were it me and I was his close family member, you know what I would have done? I would have said, and again, he could choose to take it or leave it, but if I was his blood relative, I would have said, hey, Kanye, listen to me, man. Your mother's gone. I mourn her with you. But one thing you must remember, and I say this to anybody listening that has lost a parent or, a loved one, you always have to tell yourself that while you're grieving, make sure that you carry on in their honor. The only way that you can carry on in their honor is to do things that would make them proud of you and that would make people say, okay, when they think of this person, they know that you came from this person by way of how you're acting. Okay. And by all accounts, what I understand, his mother was a decent woman. So I would have tried to counsel him and say, hey, man, when you get yourself together, carry on her honor. Finish the things that she told you that she was proud of you for. Okay. That's what I would have tried to say to him. Okay. If I was his blood relative. Now, again, grown man, multimillionaire. At that time, he could take it or leave it. But that's the effort you're supposed to try to make if you see somebody going through that. Because, see, you got to understand, for that type of loss, I imagine this man was at his weakest he's ever been in life. And that can be a crushing thing, especially for men, people, period. But for men, when we're put in situations in life where life decides to deal us a blow that is out of our control, because those of us that really value manhood and understand it, we're problem solvers. And unfortunately, due to us being mortal men, there are going to be some problems in life that we are unable to solve. Okay. Those things cripple men, and it hits us in the core of our very spirits when we're unable to protect or provide a solution for a problem to our loved ones that we care about. Okay. And I suspect that, could be wrong, but I suspect that Kanye never found a way to properly cope with that. Now, here's the part that I want to add on to this before we get back to this, because I'm telling you, I'm not going to just be getting on them. A lot of people are like, yeah, you're just going to get bashed. No, we're going to cover this with common sense and compassion. The other bad part about him grieving, I suspect that back before any of us even knew about it, you got to understand that white supremacists, the opportunistic serpents that they are, they're always looking for the black men and black women that have some type of wealth or talent. And they're looking to see you at your weakest so they can come in and do what devils do, which is exploit you in your weakest of times. So I suspect he probably began mingling around with the white supremacist crowd then. They probably began trying to, appear as if they were sympathetic towards him or what have you. And now if you bring up somebody like Nick Fuentes or whoever, he would probably fight you tooth and nail, because if he remembers a time that they, even if in bad faith, pretended to be there for him when he was down, now he sees them as a permanent support fixture. And those of us that understand the system of racism and white supremacy know much better than that, okay? So there's the other component to that a lot of people may not talk about, but I'm going to acknowledge it because it's very well possible. Let it continue.
Face, and they was playing in my face like that. I try to go to Champagne and keep it calm, and my dad would call me, say, hey, don't go in on that woman because it's going to affect the children. But now it's like, it's war. Y'all niggas, they think they too powerful. The Jews think they too powerful. Think they could get Cardi to play with me. They think they too powerful. They think they could get Kim to play with me. The Jews and the whites above the Jews. You get what I'm saying? My life is on this shit now.
Kanye, the mistake that you making, though, is you separating white supremacists into categories. That's unwise. You dealing with a unified enemy. But see, due to getting bad information from that white supremacist crowd that he's kicking it with, it places him in a mentally vulnerable and very weak state. Okay, so now let's deal with him talking about people playing with him and, they coming at him just at the third. Kanye, you have been manipulated into the point where now you become your own worst enemy because you're moving reckless, you're talking reckless. You have the resources to put yourself in a powerful position. But, ladies and gentlemen, pay close attention. Like I said earlier, and for many years now, wealth without wisdom is not power, it's actually a weakness. He has all the financial resources to move in a powerful way. But when your mind devolves to the state that his is at, and you're unable to recognize that, because this is one of the most important things in life, which what goes back to what I said earlier about having discipline, self-discipline. All right. People around you can support you. That's good. At the end of the day, you must have that internal anchor. All right. And you have to cultivate that spiritually, intellectually, so on and so forth, so that you can be your own first line of defense against being manipulated. All right. Kanye, you sit up here and you allow these people to use you because you have resources, but you're not using those resources to put you in the most powerful position to fight back against Kim and get your kids. Controlling your mouth so that you don't look like a lunatic in the media and look like an unfit parent. Because to be honest with you, if he had played his cards right and got the right lawyers and wouldn't have been doing all that silly stuff, there's a good chance that he would have been able to get custody of his kids, which would have been better for him if he was in his right frame of mind. Because who knows what Kim Kardashian and Kardashians are teaching them kids. And you got daughters too. And see, fellas, this goes into something else that I've said for years. No matter how fat a woman's ass is, if this woman is a turbo thought, a supreme turbo thought like Kim Kardashian, see, this is what makes me look at Kanye. And I can understand that when he got his wealth, he did not understand, as many people don't, especially many young black men in that industry or any athletes. You don't understand that when you've raised yourself up to that status, you don't just put your seed in any and everything. I get it. You saw whatever tape Ray J made with Kim Kardashian. You probably heard what that mouth do from other people that she was hopping and bobbing up and down on. But brother, if you just wanted to test it out, that's all you're supposed to do. You wasn't supposed to put no seed up in that and attach your legacy to this uncontrollable, reckless turbo thought. You made that choice, Kanye. You made that choice. So I always preach to you, brothers. Yes, we're all heterosexual men. Lord knows I love women. All shades and colors, different body types. Oh, I am a connoisseur of our beautiful sisters. I love y'all. But I'm going to exercise discipline and self-control, okay? Yes, brothers, all of us get to looking at them like they little pieces of meat running around like Wile E. Coyote, picturing them, running around, turning into food, items or what have you. But you must master self-control. You're supposed to gain that, the older that you get. And that's something you have to work on too, because if not, you'll put yourself in a position like Kanye, or you'll put yourself in a position like this young knucklehead. Y'all know the little 23-year-old basketball guy that, I'm going to go in on him on Patreon. That's coming. You put yourself in a position where now you've attached your legacy to something that was not fit to be a parent, okay? Not fit for your last name. So, gentlemen, take your time and think so that you don't be in those situations. Let's let it continue.
This is my children. Cardi, you could leave me off the album and do that faggot-ass trap shit if you want. But now you mention my daughter, like the whole plan is that y'all gonna pull my kids into y'all, whatever the word is, Illuminati system, and I don't have no say-so of my kids, nigga. And anybody close, whether it's the Jews, whether it's Cardi, anybody within my reach, I'm doing everything legally in my power, everything of my fucking mastermind. You get what I'm saying? That's why I'm about to tweet this shit. I want Kendrick to always remember that Jay-Z tweet before he ever crossed the line.
Yep. See, the more he talks in this interview, the more it underscores what I said about him being reckless in his thought process and with his mouth. Kanye, this is very sad. And I'll be honest with you, I'm not even trolling at this point or mocking him. I say it's very sad when a black man or black woman has his abundance of resources and you don't understand that you move most powerfully in silence. Whoever you want to send a message to, however you're trying to do it, you delegate that responsibility to the best qualified person in said profession to get whatever goal you're trying to get accomplished done. You're supposed to do very little talking when you get to that point where he is. And see, he's acting off of emotionalism and anger. I keep telling y'all, you want to fuck up in this life, in this world, you want to make more bad decisions than good ones, make decisions off of your emotional state. Go do that. And I guarantee you, you will make the worst decisions in your life. Some of them could be permanent. Master trying to control your emotions. This is what I always tell any lady that I deal with. And brothers, this is something that hopefully if you're the type of man that understands what I'm talking about, it's always our responsibility to teach our women that the ones that we hold up in the air and claim as ours, it's always our responsibility to make sure that our women have a mastery over their emotions, okay? Be able to teach them that a woman in control of her emotions is supremely powerful. See, a lot of times, because it's their natural inclination, they let their emotions run away with them. No, I will not dismiss emotion for either gender, but for you women, you maintain control of your emotions. You are supremely powerful. We have seen several women over the years that would fit that bill. For example, the sister Felicia Rashad would be one of them. Very wise, very calm, very powerful. Paulette Washington, Denzel Washington's wife. Hey, we could even assign that to some of our grandmaster teachers that are no longer here, like Dr. Francis Chris Welsing, huh? I'm just giving you some examples. So, you know, with brothers, and we were supposed to do this with each other in both genders, but brothers, we have to teach our women that, hey, babe, you more power and more control when you're in control of these emotions, okay? And that's an exercise that has to be done and built up, not by ridiculing your woman. No, that's a childish thing. Don't be a Myron Gaines. Hey, you stupid bitch. This, that. You know what I'm saying? Little goofball, gonzo-looking Myron Gaines. Hell no. That's why we tell y'all don't consume that bullshit content. A wise teacher that values his woman and has something to teach her, you teach her from a place of calm and not mockery, but you show her, you say, hey, babe, look, consider this. If you do this because you mad, XYZ, consider the consequences. Look at all the other people that have done what you did. Look where that got them. Here's a better way. Consider this, consider that. And I'm telling you, the women that actually love and respect you, they'll listen to us. I know, fellas, we can have some hard, stubborn, bullheaded women, but one thing that women do like, one thing they like is being able to learn from a man that they knows what he's talking about, and then being able to take that knowledge that we give them, and they're like, you know what? He was right. I am moving more powerful when I do what he's talking about. Oh, they'll listen, because every woman in here, if you have a taste of it or you desire it, all women do love power. Unfortunately, sometimes y'all don't know what to do with it. And, you know, you're emotional and that power turns against you and it becomes a double-edged sword. But when you practice that spiritual discipline that I'm talking about and that emotional control, oh, man, I've seen women move very beautifully with power at their command. OK, so brothers, this is the thing that is, you know, we have to make sure we try to teach our women, but you must first understand it yourself in order to be able to teach it. All right. Because see, Kanye, I'm going to tell you, and I'm not wishing this on him. I'm going to be honest with you. As big of a coon as he is, I'm not wishing bad on him. The examples I gave of things earlier, I'm just saying that's what could happen. But he's not going to have a favorable ending to his situation if he keeps moving recklessly. Because, again, if I was his close relative or one of his partners, I would tell Kanye, I say, hey, man, look, dude, you're going through a lot right now. You hurt, you angry. Stay off, man. Stay off social media. Chill out. I say, look, brother. If I was on his team, man, I would tell him. I would say, hey, bro, look, this is what we gonna do. I heard everything you've been saying. You've been talking about. If you do this for me, I want you to stay off social media for a good year, and we're gonna spend this whole year coming up with the best strategy for you to get what you want done legally. You got the resources to do it, brother, but you got to focus your mind. See, this is how I talk to my relatives and my close friends, especially those of us that have served in the military together. We are each other's support system. You know, we look, I'm tell you something, man. We're like benevolent versions of Lex Luthor, okay? You know, to give you the comic analogy. I'm telling you, boy, with the stuff that we pulled off, you know what I'm saying, legally, in the best interest of our people in our community, especially business-wise, we're like, oh, okay. You know, especially against the white supremacists in business. Like, yeah, okay. See, when you got a team of brothers and sisters that work together for a common goal and everybody understands how power actually works and everybody's humble enough to listen to one another, that is a powerful adversary. And most of the dominant society knows that. But see, where I'm tying this into Kanye is an island now. He's an island by himself, detached from his people. So despite all the billions of dollars he has, he's missing that key component that I just stated there. You need people from your community, your family, your lineage on code with you. And the only way you can do that is to stay close to them and not let them folks trick you into thinking that they're on code with you, because they're not. You're just a pawn for them. So if he doesn't get in control of his emotions, he's going to crash out in the worst way. Let's let it continue.
Okay.
Nobody that worked for none of these fucking labels wanted with the king. I am the Don. Lucian, don't send none of your motherfucking slaves. Don't send nobody, because they getting their head torn off. Quick. We ain't got no problem. Ain't no.
Gotta pause him again. Here's that arrogance talking again. Kanye, let me tell you something, man. And I'm speaking past him to people that have sense enough to listen. If you are the king, you need not announce it. If you are the king, you need not announce it. Furthermore, if you were the king gains more W's than he does L's. And you've taken quite a few L's, Kanye. You have. You've lost more than you won, regardless of your wealth. And I state this because starting with number one, at least from what we perceive to be most important to him, the first L is you don't have your kids. The second iteration that lets you know he's not the king that he professes to be is because a king that understands how to wield his power is often pleasant, not angry. Say it again. A king that knows how to wield his power is often pleasant, not angry. You know why? Because he knows that he has the resources and the network connections to get the things that he wants done. Same thing for a queen as well. No, you're not angry. When you actually a powerful person, you actually laugh at your opponents. You're like, oh, okay. Not that you take them in an unserious fashion. No, you laughing because you like, motherfucker, you just don't know what I got coming. I'm going to tell you right now, man. People will tell you, if you piss me off, hey, motherfucker, I'm going to get you. No, you cool while I'm talking. When I start laughing, that's where your ass is in trouble. I'm like, oh, okay, I got you. I'm already thinking about 12 different ways I'm finna bring it to your ass, okay? It's gonna be illegal too. You're gonna hurt for it, you know? I mean, I admit it. That's one of my guilty pleasures, you know, and I try not to get that to that point with other black folks, but I enjoy making my adversaries that deserve it, especially white supremacists. I enjoy making you suffer, okay? I do. Oh, yes, I do. Well, look, I'm like the guy, y'all remember the Saw movies? You wanna play a game? Oh, like I said, you know, I try not to go there with black folks, but y'all get my point about Kanye here. Yeah, I mean, it's just sad to see him have power at his command, but not know what to do with it and move so recklessly. And a part of that is that arrogant demeanor. I'm the king. I'm the king. No, man, everybody knows who the king is without the king being announced. Huh? See, I'm gonna say one more thing before we let this continue. Let me point something else out to y'all. I want y'all to just think about what I'm saying. The other valuable strategy for the king is when the king is making moves and nobody understands that the king was responsible for these moves. You understand? That goes back into making that power move in silence. Where to the point is you could be in the same room or vicinity with those particular enemies and be laughing because they don't understand what you've already set in motion against them, and you seeing it play out before their eyes. To the point that you even cordial with them, huh? As dastardly as it is, and not that I condone it, but hell, I mean, you know, you can kind of walk up to them and be like Bishop and Juice, okay? Yeah, you're responsible for all types of calamity, but you walking up to him like if you're the best friend in the world, okay? I'm just saying, man, you know, I hope he figures this out before it's too late. Let's let it continue.
Motherfuckers, I'm the only king. I'm the only nigga that'll go up against these niggas. I'm the only nigga that survived through this shit. You know what I'm saying? Me, pussy ass, faggot ass, pink polo ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never killed nobody ass nigga. Fuck all you niggas, all you street niggas, all you rap niggas, just any nigga that ever said something about my fucking hat. None of these niggas, Jay-Z, Beyonce, you ain't helped me when I fuck.
Okay, see? Y'all see what I'm talking about that emotional state that he's in? Blah, 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 blah. And boy, he dropping the F-bomb, F-bomb, F-bomb. I forgot that was in there so many times. I thought that was in the later part. So hopefully this will stay up. All right, if not, we'll put it on Patreon. Y'all know where to find it. All right, but let me point something out again, because see, he's illustrating my point about that being in that reckless emotional state. Kanye, let's just say you did feel that way about all these people that you're talking about. don't you think it would be better to show them than sit up here talking about it? See, and I'm harping on this for a reason, on this particular point about how you manage your power against adversaries. Sometimes it's good to let your adversaries think that you're not even aware that they're a threat. You see them, you know, but it puts you in an advantageous position if you already, got your plans in motion to counter whatever they're going to do. And that makes them become more bold or emboldened to the point that two things. They're going to think either you're afraid of them, and you're not, or they're going to think that you just can't see what they got going on. Now, let's add the third option because, I'll throw his sycophants a bone here. But GPS, what if he is doing that and he just pretending to be emotional? Okay, let's go with that. Let's just say that he is playing a role right here to make his adversaries think that he's unstable. Well, I'm going to tell you where Giblet that's not the case at, because if that was the case, you know how you would know if that's the truth, if that's what he was doing? You would start to see him gain wins in all the areas of things that he's complaining about. Oh, yeah, see? I threw you a bone and then I snatched it right back. I know, how cruel of me. Let's let it continue.
And was having problems with my kids. You could have used your influence. No, your influence is for politics. Your influence is how you could use a nigga you never wanted to sign anyway that Dame signed. You ain't show up to my first fucking wedding. You ain't my family. I always wanted some kind of family. Never have family out here.
Oh, see, I really hate this part right here. Okay, I hate this because I'm looking at this now from the standpoint, again, as if I was somebody that was advising him, blood relation or close friend. You never, ever expose your deepest vulnerabilities to your open enemies, because that can be exploited. I always wanted family. I ain't never had no family out here. Don't you ever do that. That is unwise, because a skilled enemy knows how to use that against you, even to the point where, especially the people that understand how to use power, like I've been stating here tonight, people can use that against you with people that you think you are your friends. Unfortunately, in this world, money talk and bullshit walk. A lot of people are for sale, even the people that are closer to you. They could be playing a role for someone that has paid them on assignment to ruin you in some type of way. I'm just stating the facts. So see, let's talk about what he was talking about with Jay-Z, okay? Because, yeah, they did do him dirty. Remember, it's history now. A lot of people know that when Kanye wanted to rap, Jay-Z was like, nah, you just stick to the beats. Okay. And Dame was the one that was like, nah, let's get a kid a shot. And hey, the rest is history, and we got some great music, okay? Can't deny that. However, let me point this out for the young black men and women listening to that. You may find yourself in that particular position in whatever you're doing. Say you have a particular talent, all right? And you're in a Kanye situation like he was when he was up and coming. You know that you're able to shine, but somebody's telling you, nah, kid, sit down, it's not your turn. Okay? Cool, no problem. Do not get frustrated, especially in today's age. No, don't get frustrated. What you do is say, okay, cool. You don't see my talent? You silently start looking and shopping your talent elsewhere and making connections in that same field with other people that may value your talent. Silently, okay? Build in silence. And then, okay, if you choose to stay where you're being ignored at, and see, you should do this strategically. Stay there until you acquire enough knowledge and resources to leave, and then go where your talent is appreciated at, okay? And you can't do that by, motherfucker, fuck you, this, that, the third. No. No, you be pleasant and you be calm, because you're going to get something out of them before you leave. Now, if Kanye had did that, because we saw it worked out for him due to Dame Dash, but let's just say Dame wasn't there and Jay-Z wanted to keep him in that position, then the most advantageous thing for him to do would be what I just stated. You start looking for connections elsewhere, making network connections elsewhere, okay? So that you can get a chance to shine like you want to. And then the sweet spot would be get in position where you are the boss now, okay? You calling the shots, because see, the thing about what I want young black men and women to understand, nobody's going to make your vision or dream come true but you, because one is your vision and your dream. Even if you enunciate it perfectly into words and articulate it to a point where you think everybody can understand it, no one can see that vision in your head but you, okay? And penultimately, it's your responsibility to build that vision in your head, okay? Everything that manifests from human invention manifested from a thought first. It came from what we think, all right? All the things that we see that are man-made came from somebody's mind first. So you have to understand it's nobody's responsibility or goal to build that but you. And you must move in such a way in life that you put yourself in position to be able to do that. Let's let it continue.
So what the and then they take my actual blood family from me in my face. All right, so go ahead. I just had to get that stream of consciousness. Thank you very much, sir.
Of course. I mean, I'm intrigued by, and I think people look at some of the stuff you say on face value. I see how, you know, there's three themes that come across with everything with you.
Yeah.
It's betrayal, it's being used, and your ideas, whether it's what you say or what you create, being censored. And I think every time I see it, no matter what you do, it falls under one of those. Like betrayal, there's a shit ton of people. Yeah. I mean, like even the Jay thing, you don't regret the tweet, because if he said something about your daughter, you'd probably be upset, right?
He should be upset.
Now, this was a good question that Akademiks asked him right here. I want y'all to hear his reply to this.
You know, I ask people, like if I know somebody that's woke, like I knew this girl that only like hangs around really super woke, like some of like.
Notice he's using the white people definition of woke, by the way. They go to show you who he's been hanging around, but continue listening to this answer, because DJ Akademiks basically asked him that, hey, if somebody said something about your kids, how would you feel? Check this out.
Fat black girl models, just like her friends type shit. And I was like, yo, you gotta tell me, you know what tweets y'all didn't like.
Yeah. You
gotta tell me what hurts so I could do it more.
Why?
Because that's when we're weakening the enemy. We're breaking them down. All this, I'm a fat bitch on the runway. I'm so powerful. No, you're not.
See, here's the flaw, and notice how he's really not answering that question that Akademiks asked him directly. He should have asked it again, but I want y'all to see how far from like focusing on what's right in front of him that he is, okay? Because he asked him a simple question. Hey, if somebody said that about your kids, or Jay-Z said that about your kids, how would you feel? So I was doing an end run around the question, but see, let's deal with what he did say. He said, you got to tell me which tweets bother you so I can do it more. Well, Kanye, you need to understand that, as the great Sun Tzu said, all warfare is deception. An intelligent adversary is not going to expose their weaknesses to you like that. The reason why he's saying that is because he's moving, whether he understands it or not, and y'all seen it here tonight, he's moving in a way that he exposes his weaknesses to his adversaries. So now I guess he's thinking that everybody else is supposed to play by the same rules. Problem, Kanye, life ain't fair. Nobody's fighting that way. You're the only one that's exposing your weaknesses out here like this, okay? People are not going to join you if they're mentally stable, which he is not, all right? So that's the problem with what I have with what he's saying. Let's let him continue.
Causing death. That shit is unhealthy. Let's do statistics on black obesity rates. Everything that's being pushed in the media is about decentralizing and tearing down communities. Even I low-key feel like the ICE is like basically like doing to the Latin communities what they did to the black communities.
Here comes the part where I told y'all about that truth mixed in with bullshit, ice cream mixed in with shit. This will throw people off. Like I said, you got your Charleston White, Andrew Tate that also fall into this category. Kanye, the problem with you saying what you're saying here is twofold. It hurts you more than it helps you for those of us that have intelligence to understand what you're doing. If you're smart enough to recognize everything he's about to say, we're going to let him continue in a second. If you're smart enough to recognize everything you're about to say, then you should be moving completely different. You wouldn't be kicking it with white supremacists if you valued anything about black community and family building and all the stuff you're about to say. See, this lets people know that you're not mentally ill as most people want to try to give you a pass for. You go in and out of it, just like I said. See, I'm showing y'all here everything that I'm saying is not my conjecture. You can see him doing it, okay? So now that puts you in a really bad light, because it means that you're smart enough to understand white supremacy and understand that what you're doing at the same time is not helping to fight the system of white supremacy. You being a pawn of it. So see, this is what makes him lose credibility. But see, when you don't have anybody around that you'll listen to that will point these things out to you, this is what you think. Let it continue.
It's everything to decentralize, remove the fathers. Also, I had this theory that I just wanted to say, wait a second, I have another theory. It's about football and music industry, but I want you to get that that Jay-Z answer. You get what I'm saying? Because everybody's like, what about the fact that everybody knows what I'm saying is true related to that photo that I put up with my youngest daughter, right? But everything is like, but you offended Jay-Z. Fuck him. Fuck him.
It's not even about Jay-Z. You talked about his kids, man. That's off limits. And see, Kanye, you need to understand something. Like I spoke about those unwritten codes between men, okay, of all races in general. When people see that you're willing to target and attack kids, even the people that you're around that have children and value their kids, that make them not trust you. They're like, okay, if you're willing to go after their kids and these are people that are black like you, I know damn well I can't trust you. So let me point out why this is dangerous for him. From a white supremacist perspective, that's using him as a tool for whatever means they want, that accelerates their plans to use you before they get rid of you. They're like, okay, you're useful, but I can't trust you. If you're willing to do this to your own people, I damn sure can't have you up under me. And if I'm going to keep you close to me so that I can continue using you, remember what I said earlier in the broadcast about the uh-oh folder? Huh? How many of you in my chat room think that them white supremacists that's dealing with him don't have one on him? So that the minute that he called himself trying to point all of this stuff towards them, they're like, oh, I've been waiting on you to do this, Negro. Let me put your ass back in your place. Uh-oh folder. Oh, yeah. Mark my words. I wish that would happen, but I've seen this too many times. It's coming. Let it continue.
You know what I'm saying? Put it like this. Let's take it to money. How much money do you think Jay-Z make off my catalog versus what I make off it? Next subject.
Well, some people might feel like, like even with the situation with kids, I hear you speak about that a lot. Like nobody really spoke up on your behalf. Yeah. But even when you speak about Kim, people might be like, well, you picked her. Like you put yourself in that.
Absolutely, I did. That was my fault.
Maybe they're saying that you don't take accountability.
No, that was my fault. I didn't want to have children with this person after the first 2 months of being with her. But that wasn't God's plan. But
okay, now see, I want you to catch what he did because I will give Akademiks credit. Another good question. He put it in his face because that's what everybody recognized. We've seen it. I've seen it. A lot of you've seen it. We've said the same thing. He acknowledges that, but then he turns around and says, well, but I didn't want children with her within the first 2 months. Okay, well, Kanye, what about the Kardashian crotch that you couldn't pull yourself away from? There's plenty of women, if you just wanted to have that look like Kim Kardashian that was a better character than her. So again, if you didn't want kids with her, the minute that you realize that, you know what you're supposed to do? Stop sleeping with her. That way you go ahead and eliminate the chances, if you hadn't already got her pregnant, of having kids with her. See, he's still unable to grasp the most basic things of common sense. And he's not the only one. He's not the only man that does this, okay? Not the only person that does it, all right? Because foolishness knows no gender bounds, all right? But, he's, and then see, look, Akademiks were too scared to ask him the other question he should have asked. I ain't gonna lie, I would have asked him. He would have probably like, interview over. All right, okay, well, I'm still ask you the question. I would have asked him also, I'm like, well, Kanye, look, you knew that this chick was a pass around. So what about your self-esteem as a multimillionaire at the time was so low that you wanted to go scrape up other people's leftovers, okay? Ray J, Reggie Bush, countless other names just passed around, bopping around like, I mean, look, it's one thing you want to see what the thing was hitting like, but you said, nah, I'm going to take this passed around turbo thought, this doorknob, and I'm going to hold this up as my main bitch in the air, high for all to see. This is the one. everybody around you was laughing at you, man. And I get it. You was young. You just not get acclimated to wealth at this time. You hadn't had nothing like that. But see, this is why I always say, and ladies, bear with me, because I got to say this for the benefit of the men. Could be some of your sons one day. Travel is the best education you can get. I advise every young black man that once you get your paper right, don't just get stuck in the same little circles and boxes that you used to. Get your ass on some planes and boats and go travel. Experience a variety of life, not just in the area of women, but with everything, so that when you get ready to make decisions and choices about what type of life you would rather have when you settle down, you do it from a more widened expanse of knowledge and actually knowing yourself. You're like, okay, yeah, I've been here, I've been there, I've experienced this, I've experienced that. So now when I get ready to make a decision about a settled life, including the woman that I'm gonna pick, now I can do this from a place of really knowing who I am and being honest with myself about what I want. Getting certain things out your system that you just got to experience, huh? Whatever those things may be. Hopefully they'll be productive things, but you know, I'm just saying, so that you don't end up in a Kanye situation, because the lesson here is once you do commit to making a bad decision, because just like I say this about women, I say it about men. Once you commit to making a bad decision, you must own that bad decision. Big difference between a mistake and a bad decision. Now, I told you, a mistake is unforeseen occurrence. A bad decision is a series of thoughts that leads to a choice. A bad decision is a series of thoughts that leads to a choice, okay? See, I'm equal with it over here, just like I'll say that about the women that make bad decisions. I'm going to say it about the men like Kanye. Let's let it continue.
Issue with all these faggot-ass celebrity niggas is, if you ain't gonna speak on my behalf of the situation I'm in right now with my children, or where I was when I asked for the help years ago, don't talk about my political views. Push your T. Like, nigga, I bled for you. If nigga asks you about me, say we ain't speaking on Ye. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how y'all looking at me like a Vic, because you a street nigga. But it ain't that time no more. I'm the lawyer off Carlito's way. I'm the boss. You niggas is broke. You niggas.
Oh, but Kanye, see, I must point this listen out as well. See, now he's going into, I'm the boss. You niggas is broke. A boss don't have to announce it. Fact of business, the most powerful bosses don't want you to know they're bosses, to be honest with you. I know a lot of people are like, no. Right now, some of the most wealthy and powerful people that none of us know are not on the Forbes list. They pay to stay off the Forbes list. Fact of business, huh? Better understand what I'm telling you. They don't look at, everybody pocket watching me is some great honor. Hell no. They're like, I don't want you in my financial business like that. Hey, look, take this little chunk change. Keep me off the Forbes list, huh? Those are your smart ones right there. You understand me? And see, I want to deal with something that the good brother here said in the chat room. The brother Charlie X says, I'm still stunned that this is the brother that gave us college dropout, late registration, graduation, and 808s. My God. Well, my brother Charlie X, that's what happens when black men or black women allow themselves to detach from their anchor. See, you got to understand something about the entrappings of power to a person that has an ego or has some type of vices. Let me give it to you in a simple fashion. I want you to picture, everybody in the chat room right now, picture a boat, okay, that's out at a dock somewhere. Now, while that boat is tied off and anchored off to that dock, it's not going to go anywhere. The tide can do what it wants, go to and fro. Boat is going to be right there tied to that dock. If somebody comes along and unties that rope that's anchoring it, it's going to drift with the tide further and further and further and further away from that dock. I'd apply this to Kanye and many, unfortunately, definitely it's really bad when it comes to talented black athletes. What happens is their version of being drifted away from that dock, which will be their family and their community, is most of their handlers are white folks that don't have their best interests in mind. And this is what happened to Kanye, a lot of our talented black athletes, so on and so forth, to the point that, you know, when tragedy befalls them, they're too far away from that dock and that support system. You know what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? So that's how he became the Kanye that we see here. It's very unfortunate, but this is what happens. So he's going to continue to regale us about, you know, how much of a boss he is and all this power, not looking at all the L's he's taken, not looking at an assessment of himself honestly and saying, okay, if I really perceive myself to be this powerful boss, I'm the king, I'm this, I'm the lawyer in Carlito's way, then why isn't your power being managed in an efficient way that works for you, Kanye? See, we can say anything we want to, but I'd rather live in the reality where if I pronounce a thing out of my mouth, then the results match what I say. That's important to me. But some people like Kanye that are delusional, that's not important to them, I guess. So let it continue.
Niggas is not masterminds. And you niggas should never have ever gone. Look at John Legend, old sissy ass. I ain't never do nothing wrong to that nigga. I changed generations of his life. And they got all that faggot ass hot sweater nigga come up and just, this nigga wears sweaters in motherfucking August and Barbados. John Legend, mashed potato. So, no, they say he smell like mashed potatoes. I don't know where I got this from.
They used to be your guy, though.
See, again, he's displaying his weakness here because let me point this out. And see, I'm taking my time to do this, family. It's not much of this left, but I'm taking my time to do this because chances are you will not have heard anybody break this down the way I have. I tell black men and women this all the time, okay? And shout out to the late, great DMX because he actually made this statement, but I'm going to tie something else with it. Now, the statement that DMX made that I'm going to build onto, he was asked in an interview about trusting people, and he said, I trust people to be who they are. Like, I trust people to be who they are. If you somebody that rob, I expect you to rob. Somebody that kill, I expect you to kill. You somebody that steal, whatever, I expect you to steal. You somebody that cheat, lie, so you trust people to be who they are, okay? Now, what is, I'm going to build on here and tie this to Kanye. He's mad about John Legend and so many other people that did it wrong in life. If you take a L, you learn from it. Say, okay, all right. And I don't know what his grievances particularly is with John Legend, but whatever John Legend did to him or anybody, he said, okay, cool. I helped you. I feel like you stabbed me in the back. You won't get a chance to do it twice. I thank you for teaching me the lesson. See, there's where you graduate into a powerful and intellectually powerful person. When you can acknowledge that, yes, somebody did me wrong. Somebody close to me that I helped. It hurts, yes, and it's supposed to hurt. We human beings. But where you become emboldened and empowered not to have this happen to you again, you learn from it and say, you won't get a chance to do it again. And I thank you for teaching me the lesson about how to spot when someone else tries this with me. You understand? That's where you become powerful. See, pain can make you powerful also if you channel it the right way. And I'm talking about the emotional pain of being betrayed. Sometimes you have to be appreciative of even the hardships that you go through because those lessons are there. And see, what a lot of people don't get to graduate to what I'm talking about is they focus more on he or she did me wrong. Oh, and they did. Of course, they did. You acknowledge that, but you don't push past it and say, okay, they did, but what's the part that I missed that didn't allow me to see this coming? You see what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that you take the onus away from the person that aggrieved you, but you need to say, okay, what about me in this particular mind state that I was in allowed me not to see this person? And you remember everything about your interactions with that particular person and you study it. And then you look at, okay, this is the way I was reacting. These are the red flags I missed. Did somebody try to warn me about it? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you look at it across the board and it's best to do this when you have downtime to meditate and really think about, okay, that interaction with that person. Okay, yeah, did this. I can't do this anymore. I mean, you make a mental Rolodex of it. Okay. And then, like I said, it helps you prevent yourself from being in that situation in the future. And it allows you to pass that knowledge down to those who will listen. Let it continue.
And like, so all these relationships, are they repairable? Like even the Pusha, the Jay, the like, there's a long list. Even Cardi, like I feel like, I know you say you want to hurt them, but you might overstep the line where maybe at a point Jay's like, man, I'm cool. Like I think after that tweet, he definitely, you know, and I don't know if these are relationships that's salvageable.
Why would I want to salvage relationships with
to a lot of people?
Why would I want to salvage relationships with broke ass slaves and slave herders? Like everybody, so this is what I'm saying. The Jay-Z thing.
And see, here's the further irony to him and this type of language that he's choosing to use as wealthy as you are, Kanye, you far from broke. But you too, sir, are a slave. And what are you a slave to? You're a slave to your reckless and out of control emotions. He doesn't see that. And academics, snackademics, as I'm going to call him, is too stupid to see that. He's not bold enough to say, well, Kanye, don't you think? I would have posed it as a question. I'm like, you don't think that you're being a slave to your emotions? Because he would have took offense to that. But I would have tried to get him to think. I'm like, hey, man, I'm not trying to jab at you, but don't you think that right now, because you're clearly upset. You can't say he's not angry. You don't think you're a slave to your emotions right now. But see, you know, like I said, you got to have people around you that's willing to say this to you. So let it continue.
Leads me to the NFL. Why do they want a Drake to be out of there? Why do they want somebody with no hits like Kendrick to do the Super Bowl, right?
I got a better question for you, Kanye. If you say Drake's your friend, you recognize he's in such danger from these people that want to get him out of there, do you think that your actions right now are putting you in a position to help your friend? Because you're older than him. You've seen things that he has yet to see. So I would ask him, do you think that the actions that you taking right now are putting you in a position to help him? See, let me extrapolate upon this because I want people to get why I'm saying this. Because a lot of people are like, oh my God, you're turning my sacred cow into a hamburger. No, I'm trying to get people to think. Better would it have been for Kanye to say, okay, I've observed some injustices in the music industry, as we know there's been many throughout decades, and said, okay, now I'm one of the few that have made it to billionaire status. I'm going to do something to help my people. They got this over here in America. Cool, no problem. If I have to go out the country and start my own record label and then quietly go and pick the people that I care about most, hey, Drake, come here, bro. Let me holler at you. Man, they fucking you over. They doing you wrong. Check this out. I'm going to tell you, you my good friend. Don't tell nobody. I'm picking select people. Just started this label over in London, wherever. Okay, wherever you want to pick. I'm going to put black people on. I'm a billionaire, man. You know, I'm going to make sure y'all on your masters. Come over here, sign with me, whoop de whoop. We're going to get a couple of people and recruit them as we see. You know, I mean, you see where I'm going with this? You got billions of dollars. Instead of you thinking to say, okay, I'm going to use this in a way to liberate the people that I care about and our community, if you cared about our community, that would be the better option than what he's doing now. Y'all see what I'm saying? Because I'm saying is that hopefully if one of you becomes powerful like this, I want you to think about these things when you get yourself or you find yourself dealing with situations where you have adversaries and, you know, things frustrate you, whatever. No, you always want to calm down and say, what's the most powerful move I can make from this position I'm in? Am I in position to make a powerful move? Do I need to make some more connections or get some more resources or get some more information and knowledge to put myself in a position to be in a powerful position to make moves against these adversaries? You see what I'm saying? That's how you want to think all the time in life. Am I in the powerful position or not? And what can I do to get there? And have the discipline enough to be patient enough to get yourself there before you make a reckless move. Because what often happens, there's an old saying, especially when you're dealing with powerful enemies. Y'all know the saying I'm about to say. If you take a shot at the king, you better not miss. Oh, you better not miss. Especially if you're not in a powerful position. Oh, okay. You do that if you want to. If you do it, you better make sure the king don't know where the shot came from. That's all I'm saying. Let's let it continue.
This is a theory I had. The people that run the Super Bowl had to come to people who run the music industry and be like, you guys, you're letting your niggers get out of hand. Oh my God, that Kanye. Would somebody take a knee for it? Where's he out of there? See, that's the problem. You let them last too long. You know, in our league, they're for 2 years, 3 years, they're out of there. We deal with it.
See, while he's rambling, let me further build on what I was just saying here. Imagine if Kanye would have been smart enough, for those of you that are old enough to remember, and if not, you could do your research on this. Imagine if Kanye was smart enough to do what Master P did to them folks when they gave him all that advance money up front, thinking he was going to go blow it and be a slave and be in debt to that record label forever. Master P flipped that shit on his ass and created No Limit and took off. Huh? Imagine if Kanye would have had the sense enough to do that with these people that he's talking about here and maintain it. See, there's your chess move right there. Whatever you think about Master P music, from a business standpoint, that was brilliant, especially back in that time in the 90s. Because see, again, this, let me show you something else about being in a powerful position. The reason that way when they gave that unprecedented deal at the time to Master P, for all that advance money they gave him, he allowed himself to appear to be the ignorant, gullible Negro with the gold teeth, you know, at least according to white supremacist standards, okay? Oh, look at him. Look at this goofy nigga. Yeah, we're going to explore him. He got some talent. Yeah, go ahead and give him the money. Go ahead and give him. He going to blow it. What he going to do? He going to spend all this money on some more gold teeth and rims and jewelry and tricking, and he's going to be in the red, and we're going to own his ass forever. Oh, but that did not happen. Oh, no. You see, Master P understood that this was his opportunity to use his talent and get himself out the street so he could stop making illegal money and start making legal money with the purpose of, hey, I tricked these crackers. Let me come back to my hood. Hey, y'all, come here. Hey, man, now put all that down. Ain't none of y'all finna do nothing else out here in these streets. What you mean? How we gonna eat? Come with me. I'm glad you asked. I've been waiting on this all my life. You gonna come with me? What if I can't rap? It don't matter. Come on. We gonna make something. We got a place for you. You just come on. You trust me. Come on over here. You see what I'm saying? That's what P did. And boy, do you know how angry that, look, let me tell you something. And when they finally realized that he had got their ass, oh my God, they was furious. They made sure not to give no other Negro a deal like that for a lot. This, look, right? And do your research on this. Not too long after that, that's where that 360 deal invention came up. Basically, the record label's 360 deal, that's the music label version of the movie industry's Bethany Frankel clause. If you don't know who she is, look that up, okay? Where they get a hand of everything that you have, even if it don't have nothing to do with music. You go do a movie, they get a cut of that, this, that, the third, okay? And that's what ended up happening. So, you know, they were furious because he was able to exploit one of the white supremacists' greatest weaknesses. Martin is down in your book because it's still the same to this day. And I don't mind telling you all, because if you are skilled enough to take advantage of it, this is one of the weaknesses that the white supremacists cannot stop themselves from exercising. You know what that weakness is? Arrogance, especially when it comes to us. See, we know that the white supremacists got all the things they learned from us, not just in American history, but global history with black people. From the time the Moors taught them how to wash their funky asses, to teaching them about medicine, how to properly eat coarse meals, on up to over here, American chattel slavery. We were the one with all the skills. They was giving orders, but we was the one building the plantations and building all the things, doing all the labor. We had the skills. So as time went on, they began to get high off their own lie. All black people are stupid, this, that, the third, low IQ, you know, the stuff they say today. But reality does not speak true to that for the greater majority of our people. So where you set yourself up as a weakness with white supremacists, you arrogantly tell yourself that, even though it's not true. And they can't stop doing it. You know why? See, this is why I want to teach y'all. This is something that can be exploited if you know how to do it and you keep an eye out for it. They can't stop doing it because white supremacy and racism is passed down like a family heirloom. And in order to keep it going, that's the one weakness that they cannot reverse course on. They have to keep that false arrogance. What I'm telling you is be the black man or black woman that's looking for a way to recognize it and exploit it to your advantage. Let it continue.
With, you know, we got Tom Brady. He's great. You know, we made Mahomes throw that fucking Super Bowl, you know, so Tom could get his 7th ring and shit. But, like, you guys at the music industry, what you know you got to do, start getting smaller artists and put them on. We're going to set you up. We're going to take Rolling Loud. We're going to connect them with Live Nation. And then we're going to get a bunch of small artists. And then, you know, you'll be able to make your money off of that. And then, you know, if we take, Cardi's doing good, we'll make them take the blue pill. We'll have them rap about skims. And then mention Northwest. We love Northwest. Oh, Kanye, don't worry about him. He's a lunatic. Don't worry about him. Does any of that sound right or sound accurate to you?
Yeah, if you look, it does.
It sounds accurate, Kanye. And someone in your position is supposed to have sense enough to know that whining about any existing problem never solves it. Yeah, I would rather be the brother that solves the problem. Not look, if you're gonna whine about it, you should have a solution on the way. Let's look at him right now. See, this is where the chess move people look stupid. Billionaire right now. He gained that money back that he lost. Great. If you had the understanding of power and the true hunger and drive to really deal your enemies a blow, if I were him, you don't have no criminal charges on you or nothing. You can travel freely. I would have gotten so quiet on these assholes. I'd be like, oh, okay, you thought you got me. I would have pulled a Dave Chappelle. And while I would have left, I'd be like, everywhere I'm at, I'm making powerful business connections outside of this country so that when I do come back, I'm coming back with opportunities and deals that other people are going to buy in on and that I control, that I'm the access point to. You see where I'm going with this? So now you don't have to be in a situation where you whining and crying about these things. You can do something about it. I'm just saying, it's up to y'all to pick which one would be the better choice, whining or whining about something, just whining continuously about something with no solution, or actually saying, okay, I don't even have to talk about it. I got a solution. Let it continue.
Seem like I don't know if it's that control, but you could see. Wait
a second. You don't think you can see my eyes through the mask right there?
Yeah,
you don't know if it's that control. Meaning, but
I'm the person who, again, I'm not gonna normalize me, and where like I'm the guy on Twitter, but I'm like, wait, you really think there's like this hidden hand that's really kind of moving in this direction, or it just kind of happens to be?
Do you think it's not? Do you think it's a possibility it's not? You think it's just all by chance and shit? I would be opposed to it, but it feels like you know a little bit more. That's why a lot of people are intrigued too. Yeah. Because if probably one of the richest rappers ever is not probably, definitely, but keep going on. When you've gotten to the heights, and I'd say you're the greatest hip hop artist ever. When that person's then telling us it's like that, you then got to step back and be like, he knows definitely something we don't know. Yeah. And I think that's where we're also trying to like watch you and even listen. Even if people don't like some of the stuff you say, they're trying to figure out connect the dots and really see what's going on. Well, you know what? I'm a leader and I channel and I don't see everything. I didn't picture us being here right now. I didn't have this vision yesterday, but I had one bag with me. I just got my leather outfit, and it was there, so it's meant. And I always thought, wow, that would make a really iconic interview setting, and I'm happy that I'm not sitting in it. And this is now making the movie. Like I said, with the North situation on the song with his son and the new artist.
I'm gonna pause this babbling right here, and I have a question. I want to get the temperature of the audience real quick because we're about to wrap this part up, but I saved this part for last here because I want this to really resonate with you all as we get ready to close here in a second. Family, you see this crazy outfit, this clan robe that he got on here. He's trying to be shocking and polarizing, and he thinks this is making some type of powerful statement. Okay, let me ask a question of the audience. You all let me know what you think. Which would be the better statement, this goofy outfit he has on here, or if you just really want to make a powerfully eccentric statement, why didn't you dress up in the robes of a king with a crown on your head to show people that, look, you tried to defeat me, but here I am in my royalty and I'm going to ascend from here? I'm just saying, which would send a more powerful message? This nonsense here, this idiocy with no rhyme or reason to it whatsoever, not like he thinks it is, or the idea that I just said. And then on top of you being in some royal, robes with a crown or whatever, since you want to be eccentric, address the interview in a calm, rationalized tone to the point that your adversaries start to recognize, oh shit, he's got his mind together now. With billions of dollars, we just might be in trouble. You understand? See, let me tell you something. The adversary that I would fear the most is the calm adversary that has those types of resources at their disposal, oh, no. You cannot deal with that one the same way you would as a reckless individual. Salute to the good brother Latravia Lawson for the cash out. You cannot deal with the average individual that's reckless or not financially, prepared to deal with you, but you get someone that's calm and strategic and they got the resources. That's a deadly combination in the hands of a man or woman. Huh? I'm just saying, man, that this was just, it was ill-advised. It did not have the effect that he thought it was going to have. And unfortunately for him, he has no one around him that he's going to listen to. Not going to say nobody's tried to tell him, but we'll say no one that he's going to listen to, because his arrogance, it not only blinds him, it makes him deaf to listening to wise counsel. You understand? I'm going to tell y'all, man, that's one of the things that if I have like anything that I'm like in dread of, it would be that arrogance. Okay. And as humans, we are all subject to it from time to time, but you must master catching that, because if that takes root in you and you just take off with that, it will destroy you. It will destroy everything you built and destroy people around you. Yeah, I don't like walking around blind because of stupid decisions and willful ignorance, huh? So, I'm just saying, man, this is where he is now. He's about to get ready to wrap it up, though, fam. We're going to let him finish up.
Jasmine Williams, it happened like that. Certain things I lean into. People think I'm strategic. The enemy might, my enemy, our enemy, might think I'm strategic. But I'm not strategic. I just lean into what I really feel.
Oh my God, that made my spine just cringe. He said and proved everything that I've just been saying here about him tonight in my critique. He admitted what I've taught you all here throughout this broadcast tonight as we get ready to close. The enemy may think I'm strategic, he said, but I'm not really strategic. I know where I'm going. Just doing or basing my actions off what I feel. Whatever I told you all about how the world operates, the world does not operate off of feelings and emotions. The world operates off of logic, thought, and the ability to move resources to change outcomes. That has nothing to do with your feelings. Huh? To underscore this to any young black man or woman listening to me that still don't get it, let me make it even simpler for you, because I want to put it in simple terms where anybody can understand it. If you were in the desert for 2 days with no water whatsoever, you can live up to 3 days without water. Past that point, your body begins to shut down on you. Now, if you just told yourself in your head with no water that I feel like I'm not thirsty, yet you don't consume any water, will that keep you alive? Will that keep you alive? I'm showing you, and I gave you that analogy to show you that your feelings don't have any power in the real world to move things and change outcomes. You need resources to do that. You need strategic thought to do that. You need to be in control of your emotions to do that, okay? So you better take that analogy that I just gave you very seriously when it comes to moving through the world based off feelings and emotions. Let me tell you something. The enemies that he's talking about he has, or, the ones maybe he didn't mention, when he said this right here, they were doing a Birdman hand roll. Say, oh, so you're not strategic and you basically basing your moves off what you feel? Oh, tragedy is right around the corner. Let's let it continue.
I say my truth, and whatever comes with it, comes with it. But my truth is so obvious to so many people because people are not allowed to say their truth, to the point where they psych themselves out to think it's not true.
There is no my truth, your truth. There's only the truth. And when you start buying into that my truth, your truth stuff, yep, another weakness that can be exploited.
And then, so I'm not saying people's truth, I'm saying people's feeling now. Because your truth can be told to you, you could be programmed, but your gut is going to have millions of lifetimes of information. So when I go and I tweet.
The problem with what you just said, Kanye, speaking to people's feelings, sure, that can make you feel a certain way. It can. but your feelings can betray you. Now, in other words, if you have things that you can measure by metric, things that are tangible, those things are solid. Those things are immutable. Those things will not change. You can count on those things, is what I'm saying. I'd rather have at my disposal something that I can measure with a metric, something that's immutable, something tangible, that I was like, okay, when I get ready to put my hand on this and move it in this direction, I can do that. Your feelings can be up and down all over the place. This is why we often frown on that, those of us that are men with experience in life, to understand this. I'm telling you, those of you that are looking up to this guy like he's a genius, there's nothing genius about moving through the world off your feelings. So let it continue.
Especially now, I'm speaking to people's gut feeling. Like Iggy, not taking sides, but she gonna do everything in her power to make sure Onyx never is next to Kris Jenner. And you know why, and she knows why. That girl came from Australia, then no family in the middle of Miami. Now she's out here in California, and her whole goal as a mom is to keep her son as far away from Kris Jenner as possible. And we all know why. We all know those sex tapes are signed for. We all know those children, just in general, celebrity exploitation. Like when my daughter wants to rap, it's a thing where, damn, you really want to get into this game like this? And it's this balance. I had people around me, I was like, yo, this man Cardi is calling my baby mama, rapping about Skims, and then saying he need vocals. She may have supporting slip, needs vocals for the album. And the man was like, well, you know.
Yep, you see that even in his closing thoughts here, this first portion of this man's thoughts are just all over the place. And again, I'm looking at this from the standpoint of a brother that was taught how to manage power from a young age on both sides of my family. That's very reckless. If he was an associate of mine and we were doing business, I would have to confront him about this behind closed doors and tell Kanye, until you get yourself together, we can no longer continue this business relationship, because if you're close to me in any capacity of business, you're a liability in this deranged mental state that you're in. I mean, that's how serious I would take it on the business aspect. Now, if I was his family member or friend, I would try to, as I said earlier, to pull him away and get him to take a break from social media and center himself and get himself together, because he got enough money where he can just sometimes focus on himself and do some self-care, okay? That would help him, but again, it's up to him to listen to these people. Nonetheless, family, I think I got my point across with what we've been discussing here. I hope that hopefully this will stay up. If not, it will be on the Patreon. All right. You will see how to join that at the close of the broadcast if you are so inclined, because we will be doing part 2 and 3 on Patreon. And he's going to go into a lot more wild things and I'm more comfortable putting on YouTube, even though he has some words in here that I'm not comfortable with, but they might let this stay. We'll see. OK. Nonetheless, family, learn from this broadcast. OK, whether you agree or disagree with what I'm saying, try to think about some of the things that I pointed out, because you could find yourself in his situation one day if you don't take heed to these things. OK, remember, your anchor is your family and the people that actually care about you. Do not think that you are so above your family and your community to the point that you get out there where Kanye West is and you're surrounded by white supremacists and they egg you on because either they think it's funny or they want to use you as a tool. And as Professor Black Truth says, white supremacy is done with his tools. It always breaks his tools. Well, that said, thank you to everybody contributing to the broadcast. Remember, tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern, we'll be holding our X space. All right. It's pinned to the top of my X page. Okay. If you're over on Instagram, you follow me. I posted that in a story over there. And I'll probably put a link to it up on the community tab and on the free section of Patreon as well. So if you choose to participate in that 9 p.m. Eastern tomorrow night, you'll be able to, because we're going to be talking more about some of this subject and other things in the community. So with that said, family, thank you all of you. Take care of yourselves. Stay on code. Remember, we're great and mighty people. That's it. Salute to you. And Black first. I will see you all in future content.